All right, recording has started.
Yippee!
Yay!
Yippee!
Wee, 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 wee.
Oh dear God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
That's good. That's a good
like
start.
that's a pretty
that's how
good
you rope it
summary.
in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DigiVerse DiveCast, episode 7, the only Digimon podcast where we took 2 weeks off, and I am very sick.
Yeah, you're cool as hell. You're so sick.
I
It's
appreciate that.
Yeah.
hello. I've returned.
Yo,
Yeah,
it's
Momo's back.
Momo.
Despite the fact that you were in the previous actual episode, you just weren't in the Scary Decks thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. There's been like I know the channel's posted like a few things, and I've just been gone for all of it.
Yeah. That's fine, you
Gone
were
but
doing
not
stuff.
forgotten.
Oh
So,
wait,
So it's the Badless thing. You weren't for that either.
oh yeah.
hello, Bridget.
Hi.
Bridget is
like
here.
currently. Well, we'll get into why in when it's my turn to talk about my week or whatever. But Bridget's currently at my house, so rather than her just awkwardly sitting there for 2 hours, she's here.
I'm eating Taki.
Yo.
Yeah. And we couldn't be asked to set up like a proper Fugi thing because that would be a pain in the ass. So you just get the constantly lit up Halloween PNG.
You're
Scary.
it's a good PNG, Bridget. Who made that?
I don't know, Leon. Who did make this one?
I don't
Couldn't tell
know.
ya.
I guess they'll just have to find out by going to your Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? All right.
Switch with DPs. Let's fit for skinny.
With 2 Ys. Or no,
Perhaps you've
wait.
heard of
I
it.
think that's only the
Too
Twitter.
wise.
I said 2 Ys, didn't I? Or is that only the Twitter? Is
You
the
said
Twitch?
2 eyes.
I did not. Don't you fucking lie to them.
The two Ys is the Twitch.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just start. So, as you can probably tell, I'm really fucking sick right now. I have been for about a week. Um, that's like the least interesting thing that happened though. I finally started a new job. I am a substitute custodian for my school district, which is the same
Yay.
exact job at well, not the same exact job, but it's the same job as someone else we all collectively know, sort of. And after one day on the job, I'm wondering how he's alive. Because oh my god, Jesus.
If it's who I'm thinking of, he definitely doesn't sound very happy in that job.
Oh no, he
True.
wants to die most times he gets out. So there's that.
To be fair, he is working full time at the position. I'm only a substitute, so I literally choose my own hours. They call and I choose whether or not to answer the phone. But so yeah, I'm doing that now. So I finally will have money in order to do things, which is just in time to get the new set coming out in like a week and a half. Technically a week because the pre-release didn't
Yeah,
start.
the pre-release. At least for me, the pre-release
Oh,
is on a Sunday. So
I'm like desperately because it's been a month since we recorded like an actual episode. I think we might have talked about what we did right before we started the scary deck thing, but I don't think we actually did. I haven't really done much else of note. Me and Leon are seeing the O2 movie in 3 days.
fun.
Boo.
it's
So,
4
if you're
days.
not aware,
Oh no,
for some
3 days.
reason, the UK has just decided to not bother. Like, most of Europe, honestly, seems to have just decided, we're not gonna bother with this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So neither of us can see it.
Which is very fun.
It's bizarre because it's a super limited release even in the US. It is 2 days, one showing each at like
Which
7
is weird, because
PM.
remember correctly, even, like, they did, like, a fairly limited thing for Last Evolution as well, but it was still a really successful thing
Mhm.
despite that.
Yeah, I think the 7th is or no, the 8th is the dubbed showing and the 9th is the subbed showing. I'm going to the dubbed showing because I actually do like the dubbed cast of Digimon quite a bit, and it's
I'm going to the sub showing.
mhm. And of course, I no longer have to deal with the things I deal with every other week on this show because they have real writers now.
Imagine just adapting the script.
God, I can't fucking imagine that.
For a show already intended for children
Imagine,
anyway.
imagine letting the silent parts be silent.
Oh, it's fucking
No,
telling me.
no, children are stupid. They need fart jokes every 5 seconds, or others are gonna get bored and switch to Pokemon
Oh,
or
you're good.
something.
Oh, you're gonna fit right in here.
I have
Yeah.
seen Adventure like 10 times. I know
Uh,
I know this show pretty
No,
well.
I'm talking about what we talk. I'm talking about what we usually end up spending time on in this podcast.
Yeah, the dub zone usually lasts about 15 minutes depending on the content of the episodes, and this week it's probably going to last about 15 minutes because of the content of the episodes. Look forward to that. It's going to be not fun at all for anyone involved, especially me, because I'm really sick and I'm going to get really heated and I'm probably going to start running a fever because of this.
That's
Oh
great.
god. Yeah. All right. So, Momo, why don't you go ahead and tell us all about
I
the
feel like
many, many
I feel
things
like
you've done?
I feel like mine might have the most, so I'll let Leon go
Okay.
first.
Yeah, go first. 'Cause
I
we both.
also got a job.
Yay!
I'm not a substitute or a custodian. I am in childcare. Cue the sad aw.
Yeah, fair. I'll throw one in. Why not?
I'm just sad you have to work with children. Fuck them.
Fuck them kids.
They're not honestly in my experience, my coworkers have infuriated me far more than the kids have, because at least the kids have sort of a reason because they don't know any better. But yeah, no, I've been working with preschool kids at a daycare. Um, it's definitely a job. I'm getting paid $14 an hour. It's not so bad.
And before anyone says anything, that's Florida. 14 is
That's
good.
14 is very good.
Jesus.
That's about it for me.
Well,
Where do we begin?
well, since the last episode, Bridget's now at my house.
Hi.
She was just visiting for like a couple weeks. The primary reason was because of well, like a week after she showed up, we went down to London for a fan fest. But also, before I get into that, around the same time, I transferred from one location for my job to a different one, and there seems to just be constant errors and miscommunication around that. So that's been real fun. Uh, but at least it's really close to my house now, so that's been good. There's still problems I'm
Yay.
dealing with that though, so fun. And also, apparently, my manager's about to just quit his job, so hopefully that doesn't cause even more problems.
Oh
Jesus.
no.
It never ends.
But yeah, so that was I had to juggle that, in addition to making sure we were ready to go. So the trip, so getting to London itself was a fucking fiasco.
You want me to go over that or?
Well, first of all, our flight was at 6 a.m., so we had to be there at the airport at like 4. So currently in my area I live in Scotland, and currently in my location there at the time there was lots of storm warnings for bad wind, heavy rain. So trains and all sorts and flights were getting canceled left and right. But thankfully somehow ours wasn't. And then while we were at the airport, I think right as we left for the airport, we get a fucking I get a text that's like, "Oh, the flight has been delayed."
By 3 hours.
But
Jesus Christ.
it was too late to turn back now, so we just went to the airport and we were stuck there for
5 hours.
yeah. So
This is also what you were dealing with laryngitis, by the way.
this
so
is
that
also
was
just while
fucking fun.
I was generally just sick as hell for no reason. Nosebleeds out the ass, and also I was also suffering from laryngitis, so my throat hurt and I could barely squeak out a voice.
I had to walk back and forth from the restaurant we were sitting in to the little pharmacy in the airport 3 times, I think.
It was not fun. So finally get to London. Find out that London has a completely unique payment method of for their underground. So we had to get that set up all very quickly so Bridget could actually get around. Then we finally make it to the hotel, and we had some other stuff to sort out, but for the worst of it was over.
We did have to there were 2 spots we really wanted to hit up for FanFest, and unfortunately I couldn't there was no conceivable way for me to nap, and then we still hit up both of those spots before like they closed. So by the end of that day, I had been up for a consecutive 30 hours probably.
Jesus Christ.
Cause yeah, cause you just cannot sleep on a plane.
I could not sleep on the plane. No, I couldn't.
That's fair.
Impossible.
I yeah, I've taken multiple flights that were 6+ hours long, and yeah, no, sleeping on a plane is just impossible.
No, see, that's the funny thing. I can do it. So like, we take off. I pass out, and she's just gripping my hand.
I'm almost simply built different, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't scare me that much. But anyway, so we got through that. We wake up for FanFest, fucking rushing to get ready, and just damn, it was
Fanfest itself was great.
fucking incredible time actually. The worst part about it is lines. Absolutely, the worst part about it is lines. Is like it feels like they either need like to get like bigger venues or more staff, but like just like so much stuff. You're just waiting for like half an hour to an hour.
There is literally no way to do everything at a fan fest. There are literally just too many lines for that to even be a conceivable thing you can do. So, like, if you're going to a fan fest, like whenever they happen again, like I assume to
Be sure you know what you want. Be at least have a rough idea of what you want to do. But no, we had like all we went to like a bunch of the panels. That was really cool, especially being there for like the keynotes was really cool.
people really flipped out during things like the announcement of the 11 Alliance and like the 16 event. That was really fun to be there.
Yeah, people started screaming when they saw Torgal Mount.
Yeah,
Let's
Torgal Mount
fucking
got like the
go.
biggest pop off in the entire event.
Apologies to any
should.
apologies to any Digimon heads who don't know shit about FF14.
Unfortunately, all four of us here play it a lot. So
So yeah, we just went through all that. That we managed to sneak a spot. We managed to like we actually did manage to sneak a spot in the merch booth. So we got some stuff.
I got big Moogle slippers and like a post Moogle plushie.
Wow.
I really wanted some glow
Give them.
sticks, but fucking those things sold out like instantly. I'll bring this up in a minute, back again in a minute because it fucking pissed me off. I bought a couple. I bought like one or two small things though.
Yeah.
There wasn't really too. We managed to meet up with a couple people on day 1 and 2, so that was nice as well.
Yeah.
But day 1 there wasn't like too much specific things. Then we didn't really do anything else after day 1.
Yeah. We just kind of went back to our hotel. That was it.
Yeah, day 2 was pretty much the entire day was FanFest again. Fucking Bridget won like
Oh yeah. So
Bridget won the raffle for the meet and greets.
so what was like really special about this fan fest compared to others, even from like this like current batch of them, is that this was the fan fest that Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy, was there for like a couple panels and stuff. Uh, and in those you can like during fan fest you can win like you can enter raffles that have like meet and greets and like signings from like Yoshi P or like other big 14 people or like Sakaguchi, and I won the Sakaguchi one, so I got like an autograph from him.
which is incredible, like so
Yeah.
insane.
It was really cool, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We were there for that. I think the day started with I think it's called Stroll with Yoshi P, where him and Sakaguchi played together, and and Sakaguchi just spent the entire time session griefing him.
Yeah, because they did like a bunch of like trials and like raids and stuff, and every time Sakaguchi's entire thing was how hard can I grief Yoshi P?
Like, because Sakaguchi tanks, so every time you get a tank buster, even though because I know a lot of those fights, I know most of those tank busters don't even cleave, but he just ran over to Yoshi P anyway.
Seasoned hater, honestly.
There's always a chance it could work. God, that's so fantastic.
And then they ended up like a
The Primal concert, which was amazing.
Like legitimately, if you're like even a little into FF14, you need to go to a fan fest at least once just for the Primals concert. Transcendent experience. When fucking Soken pulled out like the trumpet for the fucking what was
Brute
it?
Justice.
The Brute Justice theme. Transcendent stuff.
I gotta go next year. I gotta go so
And this
bad.
is also why I got extra mad about not being able to get glow sticks, because I see like people around me with like 3 in each hand, and I was like, oh, I fucking hate you right now.
So
Yeah.
FanFest was great, but then
Then so then came the time to make the journey home. We got it, we checked out our hotel fine, made it to the train station. Bad signs immediately because okay, are you familiar with Greg's? You heard of Greg's before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a food place in the UK. It's like, get sausage rolls and stuff like that. So we bought our usuals, like the usual thing we get at Greg's, and I had like the shittiest, most undercooked pizza of my fucking life. It was foul.
I took a bite of it because I was like, "There's no way it's as bad as he was." And it's legit. It was legitimately an unpleasant fucking piece of food. I was shocked.
Jesus Christ.
So then we get on our train.
Yeah, it's like things are seemingly going okay. Um, we're on there for like 4 hours.
5-ish.
Yeah, I think, and then we get to a place in Scotland. We stop at Edinburgh.
The capital of
Yeah,
Scotland.
and then all of a sudden, over the intercom, they just say, yeah, due to staff shortages, this trip has been cancelled. So everyone just gets told to get off the fucking train and go to the help desk. So and they tell us, okay, anyone who is on that train can get on the next train to Aberdeen for free. So we're just stuck in Edinburgh for like an hour. So it's like, well, fuck, I guess we can go at least eat something decent.
Yeah, we had like a fucking shot sausage roll or something.
That was pretty good. It
Yeah,
was
that
really
was
good.
alright.
So then we get back on this next train, and because it was a regular fucking train trip, it wasn't like an emergency thing they threw out. It was so like the train is fucking packed. There's like no room to move.
And then it also stopped at another station for like an hour.
Oh yeah,
We didn't get
so
told to get off, but
so like
because
yeah, we get it. We were like fucking, I forget the name of the station we were at, but like we get, all of a sudden it's taking a while for it to take off, and all of a sudden the fucking guy on the conductor's like, because of a signal failure, we cannot go move further. And we're stuck there for like another hour.
God.
Jesus Christ.
And at that point, I had to fucking call my mom. It's like, okay, no, I am not going to fucking be out. We are not going to be out of here in time to get home by ourselves. We need you to come pick us up. Which really pissed them off. They're still really annoyed about that, I think.
Not your fucking fault.
It's like, yeah, I don't know what you want me to do about it. Um, yeah, just fucking nightmare situation. The only silver lining about that is that I'm like, okay, no, that it was so disastrous that when I complained about it, and they're like, okay, yeah, there's nothing we can say to that. You get a full refund on your fucking tickets.
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. At least the fucking shitty trip was free.
And then like fucking a day or two passed where we're just kind of like a bit of the con flu.
I found out the day after my cat passed away, so that was fun.
Yeah, that was it was rough.
So yeah, can I tell this next bit? Because most of this shit happened to me specifically.
Yeah.
So after that day, next day, I feel a bit bad, and then my dad texted me that our cat had to be put down because she was too sick. So that wasn't a fun day. Day after that, I wake up, I'm like, oh, I'm way more sick than before, and like my entire body hurts. This doesn't seem right. I take a test. I now have COVID.
Yay!
Oh boy.
By the way, guys, if you're going to a con, please get fucking tested beforehand.
Not only get tested, if you're feeling sick, don't
Don't
fucking go.
That one comic from the Las Vegas
The furry
Fan
comic.
Fest.
I mean, no, I mean, it probably was from the fan fest, but I'll be honest, I'm not even 100%. I still think there's a good chance we just got off some dickhead in the train.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say it
there's
could
a
have been the
chance,
train too,
'cause-
yeah.
I don't think there were many other reports outside of me, but of people getting COVID from who went to FanFest, so it might have been that. For the record, just so like we're clear, me and Momo tested both.
Yeah, we were both negative before we went.
Yeah,
we did not bring COVID with us.
We tested negative before we even took the plane to London, and then like right before we left for FanFest, we took a second test to be sure, and yeah, we were both negative on both tests.
I think the wildest thing is that like I never really avoided Bridget afterwards or for like the last week, and I kept testing myself to be safe, because I have fucking a job to go to and shit. I somehow remain negative every time.
Probably because you had it before, so you were still very resilient to it. But yeah, so then I get COVID, and then what succeeds this is the worst fucking week ever. Several days where I'm just like, oh, I might die today. That's fucked up. I don't like that. And then just one day, that's fine. Now we're fine.
That's just how COVID goes. No, I was like having to run around, get stuff for her and everything.
It was rough.
It was very stressful.
Well,
The
I'm
FanFest was
glad.
fun.
I'm glad you feel better now, and that
Yay.
FanFest was good.
I'm glad you're
Because
not actively dying.
Because I guess at the end of this specifically, I remember this was the day I went back to work, and I get up and I look at her, and I'm just like, "How you doing?" She said, "I don't feel great. I feel like shit still." And then I come back, and she's just sitting there like in a call, just laughing her ass off. Like, "How are you?" I'm feeling pretty all right, actually.
Yeah, so just you have to understand. It's just like it felt like from one moment to the next. I'm just like, huh, I'm actually okay. Weird.
Diseases are fucked up. I mean, yeah, the same thing happened to me last year when I got like, I can only assume it was like a really bad sinus infection because I was running like 103-degree fever for for like 2 nights in a row, and then one day I woke up and I was just fine.
Yeah, you just kind of recover. It's weird.
And I guess like to cap it all off, just at the first week of work, I had to deal with someone trying to fucking run a gift card scam, so that was very fucking fun.
Oh,
Awesome, love those.
was it? Were they just trying to buy a bunch of gift cards, or were they on
Like,
the
like
phone
put
with?
like a shit ton of money on the gift cards, and they kept trying to fucking hand me the money, and it was clear. Like I kept having to count it over and over again, and like, okay, here's more money, and then I'm like, but, and every time I would count it, it wasn't enough.
God.
Why did they
And
think
I
that
was
would
just
work?
like, if I keep counting it and eventually fuck up.
I
Yeah.
guess fair enough.
They also came in when it was really busy, so they're clearly trying to fucking catch me off guard.
Mm-hmm. Just get you stressed out enough to where you're just like, fuck it, who cares at this point? It's like, joke's on you, motherfucker. I work retail. This is normal.
And it's like eventually, it's like okay, it's like I don't think I'm in trouble or anything, but like yeah, they got reported.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that seems to be all of that got dealt with.
All right.
That's the end of our
Fun time.
3 weeks. There's probably something I'm forgetting.
We talked enough. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, which means we can probably just go ahead and get right into the first episode, which is episode 30, The Great Digimon Crossing in Tokyo.
This was a weird one.
Yeah, this episode's really, really strange. It's not bad in any way, but it's
No,
like,
it was all right. It's very odd.
yeah, it's
And like how it and like in like the jokes and the even the way it looks.
it's like because the last episode was still like fairly higher stakes because it ends with them all like realizing that they have all the connection, like, oh, we used to live in Hikarigaoka and we all moved and all that kind of stuff, and we saw the Digimon fight. And then this episode just starts and they're just like, all right,
Yo,
well,
let's just try go home.
yeah, let's just go home. I mean, because we all moved, so clearly the eighth person also moved.
For
Taichi.
sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be fair. He does bring that up, just not at the moment.
Yeah, he takes a full episode to finally think about it. So
I mean, because to be fair, at the moment they just want to get home.
yeah, I'll give him half credit. So yeah, we just see like Vandemon. I'm like my brain is crossed between the dub and sub names at this point. We're just seeing Vandemon, like, his little minions do stuff. Wizardmon is entertaining some kids just to see if, like, the
As
crest
he
reacts to any
should.
of them. Yeah. It's really funny because multiple times throughout the next couple of episodes, we just see Wizardmon, like, entertaining children.
Yeah, because he's like the most human looking of a Digimon. So he like some of the other ones wear disguises and shit, but he's just out there doing.
I think it's
No,
I mean, you could conceivably like think of that guy as just a dude running around in a Halloween costume or something,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not that like he doesn't look that weird.
although going by the next few episodes, literally just if you slightly obscure your face, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could just wear whatever. I mean, they're in a major city. I'm not gonna lie, as someone who's, walked around and been to New York a ton, I'm gonna
that
mind my
just
own fucking
happens.
business, dude.
Sometimes you do just see some shit where you're like, that's not my business. I'm just gonna go on with my fucking day.
Yup.
Whoa, that guy's got horns.
Well, not gonna let it ruin my day.
So yeah, they're like, well, we gotta get home, so we gotta take the subway. And the Digimon are all just enamored by the concept of a subway.
Is this a cave?
Oh, it's a
Fuck.
scary Digimon's coming. Let's get him.
Yeah, fucking Koromon and
Fucking
Tsunomon see a train
Nearly
coming,
fucking die.
jump onto the tracks, get run over by a fucking train. They're like, oh no, they're fine. They jumped to the side, I guess. I'm not really sure how they avoided the train, but they did.
They're kind of quick.
How did they jump? They don't got legs.
They bounce.
Yeah,
I mean,
They're like
to be
squishy.
fair, it hasn't happened yet, but Gomamon does eventually get truck-kunned.
yeah, he does. He does get. Yeah, I think that's the next set. So they all get on the.
It's not an adventure. It's the other thing that I was watching the other day.
Oh yeah, right. So they're all on the train, they're heading back. A woman with a baby comes in and
A
Sora,
really ugly baby.
a hideous baby. Just the ugliest
What the
fucking baby.
fuck?
Okay, no, this baby's fucking foul.
This
It's like
baby's really
it's like
ugly.
assault. It's like trying to kill Pokemon.
Well,
You have
yeah,
a
Sora.
screenshot of this baby.
I'll get one, but Sora is a very, very good, considerate girl, and she gets up for the woman with a baby and offers her her seat, and it's really nice. And then the baby proceeds to assault Pokemon, trying to rip her fucking stem out.
Working with preschoolers, this is absolutely something they would do.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay,
And,
I don't know
like-
why. I don't know why I typed Digimon Adventure Baby and expected it to come up and not just a bunch of the in training Digimon.
And like it's not even like oh the kid is like haha I'm having fun just messing with. It's like this kid is fucking angry. He's like determined to like rip Pokemon to pieces.
Feels
Well, doesn't he
nothing
get-
but hatred and violence.
Doesn't he get angry because the mom tries to get him to stop?
No,
That
he just keeps
fucking.
no, he's just like fucking angry the whole time. I think he's just pissed he couldn't rip like the stem off Pokemon.
All right, hold
Oh,
on.
goodness.
Okay. I have found this is really blurry because I just picked the first fucking the literal first thing I saw. Let me just here we go. I gotta put this in the other bullshit folder so it's not tied up with all the other ones with the other ugly child we put in the podcast before. Right, make it visible.
Podcast seems to really hate. Okay, yeah, no, that baby's ugly. Actually, kill
There you
like,
go.
like kill
Yeah,
with
no,
fire,
see,
really.
this baby's incredibly fucking ugly.
And it's-
Ugly
and
ass
again, they're
baby.
just- they're and like Pokemon just snaps. It's like fucking quit it, stop it.
She gets super mad. She's like, if you don't like, she's one step away from saying like, if you don't stop that, I will kill your child. Just fucking loses it.
So Sora just starts freaking out. It's like, I'm a ventriloquist. Stop that. And then everyone's like, oh my god, your toy's so cool.
Yeah, and then the other shithead kid starts being like, Dad, I want the toy. If you don't get me that
Buy
toy,
that for me, father.
Papa, buy me the toy.
Papa, I wish to have funny
So
friends, Papa.
so their dad's like, hey kid, where'd you get the toy? And she literally just says, makes up some name on the next stop.
Yeah, she's because the stop they arrive in is Narima, and
Daima,
she goes,
isn't it?
Narima. And just like,
Narima.
it's the Narima department store, and literally everyone in the train car gets out.
It's not the Narima department store. It's the Narima Daikon department store.
Fuck.
And then everyone,
No.
and then someone, I think, and then she just finally takes a breath, sits down, And then someone, I forget who says it, I think it might be probably Taichi, goes, "What's the Nerima Daikon store?" I don't know.
Not real.
I made it up.
I made it the fuck up.
Taichi be like, "What's your source?"
And then, so like, they're all like, okay, we'll just sit on this train until we get to our stop. But they're all like exhausted and they just pass out.
All of them immediately pass out, which is so very understandable.
Unfortunately, this means they get to their stop, but they're all asleep, except for Patamon, who decides that he can't wake anyone up because he was told to be quiet.
Yeah, he participates in malicious compliance.
Well, no, I think he starts to talk, and I think it's like Palmon that's like,
Yeah.
"You gotta be quiet, bitch."
Palmon's like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, you're not allowed to speak.
And so he's like, "Oh yeah, you're right." And then it gets to the last stop, which is in fucking like it's Shibuya, right?
I
Yeah.
think so.
It's like end of the line, and they all get up and they're just like, "Why did you wake us up?" And Pamon's like, "You told me
You
to."
said
You
you said
don't.
not to.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I guess we did.
So they all
So
start
silly.
shuffling. Yeah, they start shuffling out of the train station. I think Mimi is the first one to say it. She's just like, "Man, I want a fucking burger."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
everyone's
this
just
bit's
like,
good.
everyone immediately is just like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah, let's get a
yeah,
burger.
Let's get a burger."
And then, so they get split up in the crowd. Everyone else gets separated from Joe and Koshiro. And Joe's just like, where the fuck did they all go? And then they eventually find them at the burger place, just chowing down on some burgers.
Yeah, they're like
And
on the
then-
street level, and they look up, and they're like in the second story burger place, and Coach was like, "What the fuck? They're eating burgers."
And then Joe's like, wait, can I get a bacon burger? And then Joe's suddenly like, wait a minute. Do you all spend your fucking travel money on burgers?
And they're like, "Yep."
And it's like, I can't, and he's about to fucking just blow his fucking top at them. And then he realizes how fucking hungry he is, and he's like, I'll do it. I'm gonna spend all this money on the best burger.
I'm getting the biggest burger they offer.
Even better than that.
I think that might be the hardest I've laughed at this show so far.
It's funny because when they go, "Oh yeah, we spent all our money on burgers," he just fucking drops Gomamon, and Gomamon makes like a little sad sound.
It's really good. Oh yeah. Also, while they were out on the street looking for the rest of the gang, the Digivices weren't tracking each other for some reason. And then when they get back into the restaurant, they just start working again. There's no explanation for this, and I don't think they ever provide one.
I think
Well,
they just
no,
say like at the time they say like, oh well, they have like limited range here, but then I think they just kind of forget about that an episode later. Either that or the fucking thing with Koshiro's laptop changed it. I don't fucking know. They don't really explain it very well.
I think the answer was just those episodes had different episode writers on them.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah,
It doesn't.
probably.
It doesn't really matter.
This episode in
I-
particular is very, very weird.
I will say, and I feel like this was part of the idea, is that like there's both like an implicit like comedy and horror to the idea that like metropolitan Tokyo is more dangerous for a bunch of these children to roam around in than the digital world.
Yeah, no, that's
But also, it's
yeah.
like it's kind of just like there are a lot. I don't know if that's intentional though, because fucking people just let their kids just fucking get on the subway themselves.
There's a bit in like I assume it's like the next episode that makes me think it's a little more intentional than you think.
What, the hitchhiking bit? That's this
Yeah.
episode.
That's immediately right now.
Yeah, no, yeah. Now they're like, well, shit. How are we gonna get home? And then Taichi's like, I got this. Leave it to me.
So I just need to tell everyone. I have 5 all caps notes in a row here.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
Is one of them you're a pedophile?
Multiple are you're a pedophile actually, because there's
Good.
multiple times it
There are two.
happens.
There are 2 pedophile occurrences.
It's fucked up. So yeah, Taichi starts like fucking flailing his arms wildly,
And everyone else is hiding behind a bush out of embarrassment.
So okay, now Joe and Koshiro try next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
it's
a
Taichi,
taxi
Joe, and then
stops.
Yamato, right? That's the order they go in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the
Okay.
taxi stops for Joe. And,
Yeah,
and
they do like a
Koshiro.
stupid dance and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
And then Yamato's like, all right, I'll do it. He just slowly raises his thumb, and instantly an older lady stops and like beckons him to her car.
And he's like blushing about it.
And
He's
yeah,
like,
and he just walks away. He just fucking walks away, which funny but smart move on your part.
Yes. Oh my god. So my note here is, bro, no, 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 no. We cannot have this. And then the next note is because fucking Sora and Mimi try, and someone says girls are better at this, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean by that? I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? You can't say that.
I think it's Tentamon that says that, isn't it?
No, I
It's
thought he doesn't know shit. I think it's Taichi that says it.
Okay, good, because it would be very unfortunate if Tentamon said it, considering the VA.
Listen, oh god, we don't need to talk about that. I mean, Taichi has multiple misogynist moments throughout the entire show, so it makes sense that he would be the one saying it. And then, of course, they instantly have.
I think he just meant they're more likely to stop for a girl.
I know. So then some shithead like probably
Fucking dude in like a minivan with like band shirts.
yeah. So he's got like this blue minivan stops by, and he immediate is just like, oh, we've got another pedophile on our hands, and unfortunately they all get in this guy's car.
This bit is why I feel like the actual danger of the situation is a little more like actually implied than you might think. Just because that's just a real ass pedophile who just was like, oh shit, there's two 10-year-olds here wanting a ride.
Like, less important note before we get into it. Just this dude looks like he stepped out of a different fucking show.
He did. He looks like he stepped in a fucking oh god, I'm like
He's
drawing
like-
a blank.
It's like, I don't know. He almost looks like he's a fucking Tintin character.
Like, oh, because he got like the little beady
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
And so like all the dudes are all the guys are in the back, and they're just like talking, and he's just like, hey, no, only the girls get to speak.
Yeah. The boys are
And
luggage, and luggage does not speak.
And then like he immediately starts listening to his music, which if I remember correctly is the fucking Adamon song.
I think it is, yeah.
How did I get there?
Don't worry about
And
it.
he's listening, and it's like, and it's so loud, and and everyone hates it. Mimi can't take it anymore. Just tells him to shut up.
She's like, can you lower the volume? And he's like, what? And then she starts screaming at him. It's so good.
And he goes, "You need to go to the bathroom."
Oh,
And then
good.
Koromon shits himself.
Yeah. Koromon just shits himself. And everyone gets out of the car, and they're all like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is that?" The dude gets really, really upset because there's shit
I mean,
on his seat.
this is like his only reasonable action. Who
Taichi
took a shit in my car?
Taichi immediately tries to take the blame, and then Sora jumps in like, "Oh, it was me. I'm sorry. I just couldn't hold it." And he's like, "Bullshit."
No way.
And then he turns to Joe and is like, "It was you, wasn't it?" Just grabs Joe.
I know. Wait, what the fuck is Joe doesn't deserve this.
What is this dude's fucking problem? Koshiro tries to stop him from like killing Joe,
Assaulting Joe.
and then the dude
I was gonna
hits
say,
him,
like,
and
the
Koshiro
fucking
falls off
next
a
step on this
fucking
dude is a
bridge.
shithead. He tries to beat up a child.
Yeah, and Koshiro tries to stop him, and then he knocks Koshiro away, and he falls off a fucking bridge, which almost
Wow.
Which
kills
is
him.
which is like so just very suddenly I think Mochimon finally becomes Tentomon again.
Mm-hmm. Catches Koshiro, which is nice. Also, Gessamon is here now.
Also, yeah, thankfully this whole travesty is interrupted by Gessamon attacking the bridge.
Thank God the Kaiju's here to distract from the very unfortunate implications of the situation. Thank
Yeah,
God.
we can all just pretend we never saw it. I think Ikakuma.
And then Goemon's like,
yeah,
and then Goemon's like, leave this to me.
a water-based fight, you don't say. And Ikakumon immediately uses a Vulcan torpedo to blow up one of Gesamon's tentacles. Like, it literally explodes the tentacle and it is gone. They show it
They, like,
ripping
turn-
through it.
Yeah, it like turns into like it breaks apart like it's almost stone. It's so weird.
And then the fight's like kind of over instantly. Like, it
Yeah,
lasts
they
like
just
2
kind of
seconds.
they don't really have much trouble with Gessamon.
Mhm.
I think the big thing is that like all of the people at the bridge
Yeah,
are,
all
like,
the
watching
people
it.
are now.
Mhm.
Yeah, they take note of like because they kind of brought it up a little earlier,
Mhm.
with, like the last fight with Mamamon.
Yeah, people are
But
actually
like
seeing
it's like
them.
no, everyone can just see the Digimon.
Yeah, is it this episode where Taichi talks about how last time he was here
I-
they didn't? I think that's next time.
I think next episode. I mean, this is the end of the episode, so I think it's next time.
Okay.
Because I think he brings it up. I think he brings it up while he's walking to his house or something.
So the
Or maybe
pedophile
when he's
is
speaking
like,
to Hikari.
yeah, the pedophile's like, where'd all the kids go? And then I think he says like, and I quote, "What is it over already?" And I was like, all right, yeah. The fight ended instantly. And then all the kids are like on Ikakumon's back.
Yeah, they're just riding down the river like, yay, to
Yay!
Odaiba. It's like it ends in like this like super jolly way, and it's like, what the fuck just happened?
All right. And that means it is now time for the Dub Zone, episode
Uh-oh.
30.
Yay!
The episode title has been
Yay.
changed to Almost Home Free, which that's a fine
That's
fine episode title, yeah. Gesumon's Deadly Shade has been renamed to Coral Crusher, which I don't even think he says Deadly Shade in the sub episode, but he does say Coral Crusher in the dub. I had to look up what the name of it was actually because I heard the Crusher part, but did not understand what the fuck he was saying during the first part. During the Thai recap, he says Garudamon took care of that hairy elephant.
Good for him.
Good for
Yeah.
him.
That's
Second one, the dub hates Mimi. She
Oh.
will
Yay.
not stop talking about food for the entire beginning of the episode. And at one point says, do subways have food carts like normal trains? I'm like, fucking like, man,
She knows what a fucking subway is.
like she lives in she knows what a subway is. I hate these fucking writers so much. They just gave up and all the train lines have their Japanese names. They just didn't even they did Heightened View Terrace and then they stopped trying. They were just like, fuck it, we'll just use the actual names. They say Ginza, they say Nerima, they say all of the normal names.
In a way, I actually kind of appreciate that they're not just like their default isn't just let's just erase all Japanese culture from this fucking anime.
But you know
yeah.
that. But
I know it's a cost effective thing and not like an actual respect thing. But fucking circumstances or not, I'll kind of take it, to be honest.
No, yeah, like overall it's a good thing. It was just very weird for them to be like, oh yeah, this is Heightened View Terrace. Anyway, we're going to Odaiba now. And I was like, huh, what? You didn't change that one?
Yay.
I don't know why. There's something about like the very half-hearted attempt all the Bandai stuff does that just really pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it makes it like the fact that it's only like it's like all these like half attempts.
These
Just
the
are
way, like half Americanizations and stuff.
the like half Americanization coupled with like just sometimes completely fucking pointless name changes.
Yeah.
One of the ones I always think of is how in 02, Daisuke Motomiya gets changed to Davis Motomiya.
Yeah, just this
Yeah.
weird thing of like you kept some Japanese names, or sometimes you would just change a Japanese name to a different name. Like instead of Tai, it's Taichi.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a fun fact about at least they're trying. They mispronounce half the names. They say Nagano instead of Nakano, despite the fact that the sign literally says Nakano on screen.
Yeah.
So in the dub, they kept the part where Joe drops Goemon and he goes "Gah!" before it gets cut off, which is phenomenal. Love it.
Yeah, why
for
don't we drop Gomamon right now?
it's yeah, drop him. Do it.
Go on.
Come on, Liam.
What?
Drop Goemon.
no.
All right. What if I told you I spent
Alright.
all our fair money on burgers?
I love Gomamon.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. Fair enough.
Speaking of that bit, for some reason they've changed that they all spent their individual fair money on food to them spending all of their collective money on the food they currently have. So Joe still gets pissed off, but then instead of his stomach grumbling and then him going to get food, he just gets embarrassed that he yelled at them and storms off for seemingly no reason.
Why even change the joke to like?
That's a great
Why-
question.
Like that's one of those where I'm just sitting there like that
Maybe
joke
it's-
works fine in English. Like there's nothing overtly Japanese about this joke. You just changed it for the sake of it.
It's not because they're going hard on the fact that these kids already knew each other in the beginning, and so like maybe they're trying to imply that their parents just like pooled together a bunch of money for all of them or something.
I think you're thinking about it way more than they ever did.
That probably, but
So The hitchhiking bit, can you believe it, is completely fucking changed. Every single aspect of it. Ty is screaming for the fucking cops instead of trying to hitchhike? I could not tell you why.
I guess his logic is like, oh well, the cops they'll help us out. We can always trust cops. Smile.
Which
Smile.
it's actually really funny you say that because there's multiple times throughout multiple episodes where they actively said, "Oh shit, the cops,
and like
we gotta go."
yeah, it's like, oh no, if we get like I think like in an episode after this, fucking Yamato's like, if the fucking cops, we need to get out of here. They'll
Yeah.
fucking they'll get us.
It's really fun. I think Yamato in particular is all the ones who's like, "Oh shit, it's the fuzz. We gotta go."
I remember. I think there's like an earlier. I think it's the Garudamon episode or the Mammon episode where they're like, we need to fucking get out of here before the cops show up, or we'll be stuck forever in questioning.
Yeah, which true. So at this point, because I take these notes like as I'm watching the scenes, they just cut the part where Izzy and Joe try. They just cut it. It skips straight to Matt.
Why?
Don't worry, it makes even less sense. And then obviously Matt's entire thing is cut. He walks up, starts to raise his hand, and then it hard cuts to him being embarrassed walking back to the side of the road.
I meant him being too embarrassed to. I mean, guess that's basically still the punchline. It is he's too embarrassed to fucking hitchhike.
No, yeah, like it makes sense, and honestly, it's probably good they cut the pedophiles from the show. And then Joe and Izzy try. They just
Like they just shuffled it.
I don't know why. I could not tell you why. And then we get to the part of the episode that made me had to pause. So Sora and Mimi start trying, and the van pulls up, and Sora says, and I quote, "It's my cousin Dwayne. What are the odds?"
Dwayne.
Oh, I
The Rock?
remembered. Yeah. Yeah, they changed it to just them randomly fighting her cousin because that's the only way that they can dodge it being a pedophile thing.
Yup.
I swear there are like multiple instances in like the adventure. Like, I think it comes up in like one of the movies. I think it's in a 02 as well, where someone tries to hitchhike and they just randomly go, "Oh yeah, they just called up their fucking cousin or some shit."
I think I want to say in Digimon the movie they have to hitchhike, and they mention like the pizza delivery guy is giving them a drive or something. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, I think it's a bit in our war game.
Fucking unreal the lengths they go to. Like probably for the better because don't hitchhike if you're 10 years old. So
I mean, really, what options do they have?
yeah,
They're spending money on burgers.
shockingly enough, the car ride, like he basically says all the same stuff because they could basically just leave that unchanged. It's really he says it's specifically Sora, everyone else's baggage, but he still gives Mimi a piece of gum because they're not gonna try that hard. And then Koromon shits. It basically is the exact same sequence of events where he just doesn't believe that Sora's the one that did it, tries to kill Joe, knocks Izzy off. The Hey Digimon song starts playing again.
Your cousin's such a dickhead.
With Mimi screaming at him to turn down the volume is actually really good in English because she's fucking going for it. Like her voice actress really was shouting. It was kind of impressive. The tentacle exploding is still in, which was surprising. I really thought that would be one of the things they cut, but no, that was it. I think after he hits him with the harpoon torpedo to blow up the tentacle, I think Joe goes, "You nailed him." It's like a really, a really weird cadence on the delivery.
Tubular, dude.
Okay, when they're sailing off into the sunset, there's no dialogue, right?
There's a little bit.
I think there's like a narrator.
Okay, the dub hates Mimi. At the closing of the episode, she goes, "Does anyone have something to eat?" And then they all chastise her for being hungry again.
Bunger.
Because
hamburger.
Mimi has to be annoying and terrible at all times because the dub writers fucking hate her so much. And I'll never let them live it down.
It's really interesting because, I do actually feel like I remember most, in the English fandom, Mimi's, the most disliked character. So, unfortunately, whatever bias they had against her worked out. Like they
Like-
were successful in transferring their hatred of Mimi to
Like,
everyone else.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, if people don't like her, I kind like if we're talking like the original version. If you don't like her, I kind of get it because like her character is kind of like
Yeah, she's like a brat.
she's kind of like a spoiled, like, I don't know, high maintenance is the right word.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
a very spoiled like girl who whines a lot. But usually it's portrayed as like her, like, she's usually the original version. It's shown that she's not like a selfish idiot.
Yeah,
Like
there
she's
are
shown to still like care about her friends and will go out of her way to be kind to them if she thinks they need it.
there are
There's really
multiple
only, like,
scenes
one
where
ep-
like she has
There's
like
one episode where she's remotely on the level of the dub.
and that's the
Yeah.
fucking that's the princess episode, the karaoke.
Yeah. That's
Like-
the Shogun Gekomon one.
Yeah. And like I legitimately he's like, well, we know the writers don't we know the English writers do not like watch ahead or anything because they keep doing shit where it doesn't make sense in the future and they have to write around the fact that what they said at first doesn't make any sense anymore. Like, Mimi really being really bad at singing, which they just didn't even try. They just don't acknowledge the fact they ever said that.
Yeah, I was
which is
gonna say, like,
hilarious.
that you would not write that if you knew there was a literal episode revolving around the fact that Mimi is a really good singer.
Yeah. I was willing to cut them benefit of the doubt there because that was 20 episodes in the future. But then there was the previous instance where Koshiro calls Taichi from inside like the void, and like, that's literally 2 episodes after it happens. They reveal what that actually was, but they still fucked it up. So I hate these dub writers so much. And like legitimately,
Speaking
I
of that
think
moment, I feel like that moment only exists in that episode because Hosoda wanted to do something like weird and creepy,
yeah, probably.
and then no one in the show was interested in like using that properly.
Hmm.
So you just get it. You just get but you basically just get Kosher was high as shit.
Yeah, he was fucked up on not having a heart or whatever.
Not having his was it his heart or his brain? But he
His
didn't-
curiosity.
His like sense of curiosity or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah, it was like his curiosity. It was formed into a weird ball or something.
Yeah, it was like
Like
a gel
little blob.
bean
That
thing.
that shit they're eating in Tales of
I
Games.
just really like the idea behind like they're given out that scene from the host of the episode, and that's how they decide to write an episode about explaining it.
That is legit. That's genuinely hysterical.
Just like fuck, man. What do we do? How do we? What? Huh?
I
A
don't
weird
care.
alien thing takes his curiosity and stores it as a weird like blob,
He has a pawn
and
shop.
now he
I
makes letters with his fucking body or something.
I like-
I don't know.
I like the fact that that Taichi never asks Koichiro about that.
I honestly like at that by the time he gets back, he's probably just like, I don't know, fuck it, dude. We've got more important things to worry about. But yeah, now like rewatching Adventure, I genuinely think Mimi might be my favorite character, like among the main cast, which I know is not a popular opinion, but I genuinely think Mimi is great.
Yeah, no, I like Mimi a lot. It's okay. So I guess since we're about to get into it,
Mhm.
character I would like. I'm not like you'd say like Koshiro / Izzy is probably one of, if not the most popular character in the show.
I would say so. Yeah, he gets a lot of extra play.
Yeah, I was gonna say like because like he gets so much fucking play in like at least in this first half of the show.
Yeah.
Like I'd say like I was going to say that until like one of the episodes later on. I feel like he even gets more to play than fucking Yamato.
He does, yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
And this continues on. Like he is easily the guy who gets the most play in Adventure 02. He gets a lot of
The
try.
movie?
Yeah.
He's like the only one besides Matt and Ty that matters at all in Last Evolution Kizuna. Like
When you know how to operate a laptop.
Yeah,
so
like
he
it,
legitimately just by virtue of being the tech guy just naturally gets to do more than basically almost everyone else that isn't Taichi.
I mean, like he gets his he gets his fucking perfect level Digimon way before all the other kids as well.
Yeah.
well, I
I
mean,
guess he was just a really popular character for the staff
mean,
as well.
Fucking anecdotal, but I'm pretty sure every Digimon guy that I knew back then, like 50-50, their favorite character was either Taichi or Koshiro.
mhm.
To be fair, Koshiro is kind of like the autism kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like unironically, a lot of kids with autism who watch that show related to Koshiro, I feel.
Yeah, that's totally understandable because yeah, which is really funny when you consider Reboot and the fact that other characters are the ones that easily get the most play and the best episodes.
Yeah.
I win. But we can go straight into episode 31. Raremon. I forgot. It is actually pronounced Raremon.
Yeah, it is.
Attack in Tokyo
Raremon.
Bay.
Rar.
Rarmon.
Yeah, it means I love you in disgusting garbage blob.
What?
So this episode opens up with Taichi finally thinking about, oh, it might be
Yeah,
Hikari.
it's like it could be, but it's like nah, there's no way it can't be her.
I think he's just like, I'm gonna, because he asks her anyway. He's like, oh shit, it might be Hikari. I should ask, and then he goes to ask
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, but he still clearly is like, I don't know if denial or doubtful that it's her.
Yeah, he doesn't. I think he clearly doesn't want it to be her because he knows how.
Of course he doesn't.
Yeah, he knows how fucking awful it is for everyone involved. Getting a Digimon sure is cool. Sure wish it didn't come with all the trauma.
Now, why would it be my younger sibling? There's no one else's younger sibling who's a Digi.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Their mom and dad come home and dad immediately takes a beer out of the fridge, which is really funny.
Especially considering the first Digimon movie, because isn't he drunk when he comes home?
Yeah.
There's actually like a lot of implications that Taichi's dad is like an alcoholic.
Oh, he 100% is. He comes home piss drunk during the theatrical OVA that's the prequel to the series, and the very first thing he does when he gets home in this episode is take a fucking beer out of the fridge. And the worst part is Hikari walks up and is like, "Here's some water instead." She's used to this. That's not cool.
She's used to this. Yeah, no. There is a very light, like, abusive alcoholic angle to their dad, but doesn't actually ever get, like, said out loud. But if you, like, read between the lines,
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. We don't need to think about it because they don't think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Miko or Taichi's like, "Hey, do you have a Digivice?" Or Koromon asks Hikari if she has a Digivice, and she's like, "No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about." And then it reveals that she does. It's under the bed. I think she just forgot she had it.
Well, because first it's because
I don't know if she forgot. I think it's almost like it's haunting her.
the order is the parents come home.
Yeah.
And so Hikari goes out to meet them, and then Taichi comes home and is like, very happy to see them for various reasons.
Yes. The scene of Taichi like being like, "Oh, I'm happy to be home," and then he just breaks down immediately is
Yeah, and his mom and dad are just like, "What the hell's up with this guy?"
And then while Hikari is going out to see the parents, the cat is in the room and looks under the bed, and there's the Digivice.
The cat
Right,
starts playing with the Digivice, and fumble of the century drops it out the window.
dropped it off the fucking
Honestly,
balcony.
Very realistic cat behavior, to be honest.
What is not
100%.
realistic is the part where this cat goes on his own fucking like little
mini
guys like a little family film adventure. Trying to stay.
Forget that's like a weird little B plot that goes on for like several episodes with their fucking cat.
It sure does. It's like 3 episodes long. I have a note here that just says child abuse. I'm not 100% sure what that's.
Cool.
That's when it's when Koshiro gets home and his mom is talking to another mother on the phone, and you can hear her kids screaming at each other in the background, and then her screaming at the kids.
I don't think she's screaming at the kids. I think the two kids are fighting with each other.
Yeah, and she starts.
I don't think she hits them or anything. I think they start hitting each other.
Yeah,
I don't think she. I'll be fair. I don't think she hits her kids. She's just like, "Will you two fucking behave?"
That's all I'm saying is that if
at least that's how it played out to me anyway.
If 2 kids are beating the shit out of each other, there's probably some deeper issues running in the home, but we're not going to talk about that.
Oh well, no.
Speaking of issues, Koshiro's mom.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I will say, having worked 3 days in a preschool, kids will just hit each other.
Yeah, no, the kids could just be just decide I'm just gonna be violent right now.
I wouldn't know that's like. I'm never violent.
This is a lie, and you know it.
No, I've never once ever chosen violence.
Let me add something to the call description real quick.
What? No! Fucking dare! I'll kill you.
Apart me.
Apart me.
What happened to not being violent?
That's not violence. It's due recompense.
But yeah, so you get like these little bits of everyone just like going home or making their way home,
Mhm.
Making their way
and like
downtown.
yeah, and Kosher was like he thinks, like he manages to sneak Tentomon into his bedroom.
Yeah, but he, like Tentamon comes around from the window, and he's like, "Why can't I use the door?" And then his mom
It's
starts
like
knocking, and Koshiro's like, "That's why, get in the fucking closet."
do you, Kosher, do you have a friend over?
Like,
And he goes, "No,
No,
I'm
I'm
preg."
practicing ventriloquism. I'm
no,
practicing manzai.
yeah, he specifically is like, "Yeah, I'm practicing my manzai routine for the school fair coming up," and his mom is
And then
like,
he does the worst manzai routine you've ever seen.
"It's wonderful, love it.
And they're just like, "Oh, that was great, son."
You're
You're
great."
you're trying. Yeah, you're trying.
It's it's wonderful. I adore all of these really, really cute little scenes of all the kids interacting with their parents again. And then Coach Row installs a lock on his door.
He's like, no, I can't let them accidentally see you.
Mhm. And then
And I
Tentamon
forget at what
complains.
point it gets brought up. Oh, you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Tentamon complains about being hungry again, so Koshiro quickly runs out to grab like a plate of fruit that's just like an assortment of a
Yeah,
bunch of fruit. And he overhears his parents.
decadent.
Yeah, he overhears his parents talking about how he's adopted again.
Yeah, because like, and like how they're like worried about what he'll think.
Hmm.
And then like I forget what his mom says. Like she says, something, I wish Kosha was more I wish he was more selfish.
Yeah,
It's like I want to be more of a mom to him, but he's such a good boy.
yeah. She's just like, genuinely, he's too good of a kid. I really want to spoil him more. He won't fucking let me. It's really,
It's like a really good moment.
yeah, it's really, really good. This episode is filled with moments like this. Oh god. Yeah, I think at this point is when Taichi actually asks Hikari about the Digivice, because I have a note about it here. Like, I have credit to
It's
Taichi for
like, do you have
realizing
one of
it
these?
should, yeah, it should be Hikari. She just doesn't know she
Yeah,
has the Digivice.
yeah. No, I because that's why I'm like I assume it's like almost like basically haunting her because it keeps
Mhm.
like popping up in different spots.
I
So I
could
assume she
almost,
hasn't seen it.
yeah, I could almost see it as when it originally showed up on the table, the cat has been using it as like a toy, which is why it was under the
Yeah,
bed.
either it's like just popping up in random spots in the house, or the
Mhm.
cat is fucking with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's like, no, I haven't seen that thing.
Mhm.
Oh, by the way, where's the cat?
Oh, the cat is going around town desperately
No, I
trying
mean
to,
I'm pretty sure during that conversation, she's like, "Oh, have you seen the cat?" It's like,
yeah,
and she's like, "I'll come home, man, eventually."
because yeah, Amigo ran out past Taichi when he actually got home.
These guys should not own a cat.
I mean,
Probably not.
this is one hell of a cat.
Yeah. It knows what it wants, and what it wants is the fucking Digivice.
I think is this the point where we get like just like a cut to like this cat's like fucking adventure in the alleys?
Yes. We have like the cat running around. Another larger cat steals the Digivice, so she starts chasing it.
Then it gets scared off by a dog, and then the cat manages to steal the Digivice back.
Hmm. Just like it's like the ongoing B plot of Migo's adventure trying to get this fucking Digivice back and failing miserably. So we also see Raремon going through like the waters of like the various like waterways. Um,
I don't know if they remember if this was last episode or not, but just at various points in all these episodes, you usually get like one or two scenes of Pico Davimon just flying around going, "Oh, Big Vandemon's gonna be so mad at me."
yeah,
Oh dear.
I can't find the eighth Digidestin, and he's gonna be super pissed off and probably kill me. Oh, beans.
Oh beans.
Anyway, Raремon hits a boat and kills a woman.
Yeah, she's just like, "Oh damn, what's that?" Ah!
And then the whole boat fucking capsizes. Like, she's dead. She's just fucking dead, dude.
And then we get a homage to the fucking Godzilla movie with Hedora in it.
We sure do. Which
Because
is
Raремon then attacks a nightclub.
Oh right. Oh, that is from fucking Godzilla versus Hedorah.
Yeah.
Right.
Also there's a B plot with a cat.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, fucking you're right. Oh my god.
Pico
Grandma
Devimon
is
is
just
like,
fucking Hedorah. You're right.
yeah, Pico Devimon is just hanging out at the club, like just watching people at a nightclub, and then Raремon just fucking busts through a wall. Because as it turns out, the Digivice has been brought to the same area as the nightclub. It's like a warehouse on the docks or something. So at this point, we cut back to Koshiro, who's like fiddling with his laptop, and he's like, "Oh man, there's a whole bunch of new applications on here, and they're all just garbage bloatware that Genai has put on there for no reason."
And he's just like, why? Why did you put this on my computer?
There's one useful thing though. It's a radar that tracks Digimon
It's like an
sightings.
improved radar.
So he clicks on the beep, and a little mini Genai is like, "Yo, there's a Digimon here. You should probably go check that out." So he does. Well, he tries to call everyone first, but everyone has collapsed into their beds.
He's
So-
like, I'll take care of this myself.
Yeah. So he just decides, well, someone's got to go. So he goes. At a point, Taichi's mom actually wakes him up, which is
It's like,
like,
Koshiro was calling you. He's trying to call you. He sounded weird.
yeah. She specifically is like, "Hey, your friend called, and he sounded kind of like not okay. You guys good?" So Taichi realizes what's going on, and I think he immediately heads out to go to the same spot. At a point, Braveheart, like Kabuterimon starts fighting, and Braveheart like cuts out as the scene transitions to something else, which is really cool. Because like
Mega Blaster.
they cut away from the fight for a little while. Raremon is drowning Kabuterimon, like drags him into the water and is just drowning
Yeah, while
him.
Koshiro's off, because while Koshiro's off trying to track the Digivice, which is actually just Taichi's cat.
Yeah. At this point, it's just like lying on the ground in the middle of the warehouse district, and
and then the crow
before
just swoops in and takes it.
Yep, right before he gets there, the crow grabs it and carries it away, so he loses it. And then Kabuterimon like slams his hands into both of Raremon's eyes, gets out of the water, and then explodes him,
And there's like his 5th Mega Blaster of the night.
and it finally kills him. There's a news report about the incident that happened, and they show the woman being loaded into an ambulance, except her entire body is covered by the white sheet. She's fucking dead, dude. Straight up. I think I'll get to it in the dub, but yeah, so yeah, and I think that was basically the end of the episode, right? I don't have any more notes. Pretty sure it
I
just
think
ends.
that's it.
Yeah.
There's like a little bit like right before the credits cut where like the crow swoops over like
Yeah.
Taichi's apartment and it triggers his Digivice. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, the kid's here. It's moving in a perfectly straight line. Pretty fast. Yeah, so he doesn't do anything with that information, I don't think.
I think Akari like sees it in the sky and is like, wow.
There's like a twinkling star or something like that.
Which means we can move right into the dub zone, episode 31, the 8th Digivice. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Raremon's attack, Hedoro, has been changed to Breath of Decay. Sure.
Sure.
The Joe recap, he goes over the fact that, Gesomon attacked and caused a bunch of traffic, and he says, and to think there are some people who do this commute every day, which I thought was
That is pretty funny.
Yeah,
That's
it's a good joke.
Good.
So
Every day I too get attacked by a giant squid.
So when they're talking about Tai's grandmother, because that's the reason they had to leave, it was because like Tai's grandmother was in the hospital or something. They mentioned that the reason she was in there was because she sprained her ankle, and they say she's hopping mad because it cuts into her dancing lessons. Like, fucking,
You just can't let
what?
anything be treated seriously in this show, can
No,
you?
they just can. It's like, God, awful.
I dread the next episode's dub zone.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Tentomon says Izzy's mom is hot.
What?
He says she's particularly good looking for a human.
Tentomon, you can't say that.
Milf Hunter Tentomon, I see.
I wonder if she's into bugs.
I'm into something a bit older.
Fuck. Obviously, Izzy's Manzai act has been changed to just a regular comedy act. And the joke is still bad. It's something about Newton. I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I was watching Bridget's Master Saga stream, so I wasn't 100% paying attention.
Fuck Carl.
Yeah, fuck Carl.
We should get Carl on
Oh,
here one day.
I literally have a note that's just not gonna lie. I tuned out to watch Bridget's Master Success stream,
God.
and then the next note, nothing important seems to have happened though. Next note, hey Digimon again.
Hey Digimon,
Hey
hey
Digimon,
Digimon.
hey Digimon. Ultimate friends of the boys and girls.
Champions of the digital world.
They cut all mention of Izzy's adoption. They don't talk about it anymore. They
No.
exclusively talk about how he's such a good kid, and he's like too perfect for something.
Why?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know because they keep a different bit later that I was surprised they kept, and that's like it. That's really all the dub. Again, I maybe actively watched like half the episodes, but it's fine.
Okay, this episode can be shorter for it.
Yeah, which
You should pay less attention to the dub episodes from here on out.
no, I can't. I can't keep doing this. I need to stick to it. I'm gonna be doing this for fucking 5 seasons, 6 actually, because Cross Wars is probably still bad. Ugh. All right, which means we can now move on to our 100% never miss weekly segment, Momo's Digimon of the Week.
Yay!
So let's
And I totally know what Digimon it is.
yeah. Okay, so go ahead, Momo.
Hold on.
Well, that's Daisuke.
Mhm.
Now you might be asking, he's not a Digimon, and you're right, because I said I didn't pick a Digimon this week. I got you. I got all of you. Anyway, I would like to let me just put away this money I got from Namco Bandai. Check out Digimon Adventure 02 The Beginning in theaters, only in the US.
In 3
Fuck you,
days.
Bandai.
I've been contracted to not complain about the lack of screenings in Europe, or they're gonna cut my pay.
What if I do it?
Well, you're speaking through my mic, so no, you can't do that.
Aw.
I do feel like like for like legality purposes, we are supposed to say that we're not sponsored by Bandai.
No, we've never. Maybe someday, but we're not sponsored by Bandai.
If you're
I don't know
watching
how
this in
well
the past, if you're watching if you're watching this in the future and our current episodes are like
I
we've
will
been sponsored
accept
by Bandai, you should like comment on this video.
I will accept reparations in card product. Thank you.
This is true.
Send every single member of the podcast
Anyway,
at
so-
least one box of BT14.
As we can see, this is Davis or Daisuke, whichever you prefer. He has goggles, denoting that he is very important and very cool.
Got some nice friends.
Yeah, he's got nice friends there. As you can see, he is very stylish. Like, if you saw a kid with this fucking fluffy collar, flame jacket, you'd be like, damn, that's the coolest fucking kid I've ever seen.
True.
This is a young Guy Fieri.
I have a question.
Yes.
His jacket is definitely like one of those like early 2000s like denim jackets that people just like acrylic painted over, right?
Probably.
Probably. It's also midriff exposing. He just has a shirt on underneath.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's a really short jacket, yeah.
It's also
just,
only
like-
his jacket, like, in the digital world. Like, he does not have this jacket, like, in real life.
Yeah, okay, so they have like digital world outfits. It's weird.
Yeah.
Apparently
Otu's
the
odd.
outfits are Digimon.
As Davis, he has nice friends.
Nice friends, got the-
Hey, wait a minute. That's not a Digimon.
Shit. Fuck. Go back. Okay.
Don't ask questions you're prepared to hear the answers to.
All right. Moving right along into episode 32. Tokyo Tower is hot. Death Meramon.
This is a funny one.
This episode's certainly something. It opens with Vamdemon being an actual fucking vampire, which is really bizarre.
He's just like he's literally just he strolls up, sucks the blood of a woman, and then leaves.
To me, it's awful.
It is truly odd. This just happens at the beginning of the episode. There's never been any implication aside from the fact that he did the lead me to my sexy affairs thing earlier, where he doesn't like the sunlight.
I think there's like a random scene, like I think before or after this, where he's like traveling and he's like talking about like how he's like storing up energy. So I guess he's still like recovering from the big fight they had before they left the digital world.
I guess so.
Maybe.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like throughout multiple of these episodes, my Otismon kind of gets worked a little bit, but well, seemingly gets worked, and then he runs away like a little piss baby.
Although I'll be fair, he fucking beats people's asses most of the time.
Oh yeah, and then like it turns around and he
I'm
immediately
starting to
is like,
think if there's someone here who has ADHD, I think it might be Vamdemon. Because he just suddenly goes, I'm done with this. I'm leaving.
Yep,
I'm gonna go do something else.
like okay, yeah, bye. I'm busy. I think immediately after the first one, there's like another woman who gets bit. There's like 2 dead women.
I can't believe Vandemon sucks out 2 women.
It's fucked up.
Suck me out. I mean, what?
Do you want that?
Give it a
Do we have to
try.
put that in
I
the
don't know.
thumbnail now?
What if he sucked me though?
But if he sucked me though, I'm just asking questions.
Just the thumbnail is a red circle around Vandemon. It's like sucks women.
Yeah, you remember that bit remember that fucking bit from a couple years ago where fucking there's DJ Khaled, he's like, I would never go down on a woman.
DJ Khaled hates him. Find out why.
Does Vandemon is gay?
No, very much not, clearly.
No, absolutely not.
The rumor come out.
There's like 2 interpretations of it, one in this and one in Ghost Game, and he's very much not gay in either of them.
Yes. So after the very bizarre intro of Vandemon, quote unquote, like killing 2 women, because apparently they just collapse.
Yeah, no, he doesn't kill any of them.
Yeah, they're
It's like,
anemia.
that's like a running thing for the next episodes is that while people are just talking, you also hear like random news reports of it. There are more sightings of women found unconscious in the street with
a case of sudden anemia. Yeah,
anemia. Yeah.
So we get to Taichi looking for something in his room, and he immediately eats shit, and everything falls all over the place.
Yeah, they're like, so like their current plan now is, well, we have all these like phone books from our old school. So if we can get all these numbers, we can maybe just start calling people and see if we can track down the 8th kid.
Mm-hmm. Just we gotta call every single kid we ever knew while we were here and ask if they moved to Odaiba. So I think this is the first time we see Hikari in her normal outfit outside like the OP and the ED.
Yeah.
Like her actual outfit. I want to point out how good Hikari's design is in this show. I fucking adore her design in Original Adventure. It's so good. It's just such a good outfit. This is set up to say I don't like the O2 one, but we'll get to that in like 4 months. Yeah, and this is when the news report comes on about the anemia. I just have anemia in quotes. So Taiji is just like, okay, I'm leaving, and then he's like, his mom is cooking, and he's like sneaking out with Agumon very poorly hiding behind him, and then Agumon eats shit and falls, and Hikari has to very quickly be like, don't worry about that, mom, nothing happened. Get the fuck out. So they both leave. Koshiro's waiting outside.
And he's like, hey, you ready to go? And then Tentamon's like, yo, you look good.
And Tentamon's dripped up with like a green overcoat and a hat.
And they're like, yeah, you look good. And he's like, thank you.
You look good.
And Akumon's like just really jealous. He's like, I want to look like that. So and then I'm finally, oh wait, this is where the gift's from.
Yeah.
That classic Digimon gif of Tentamon and Agumon walking down the street.
And they're fucking...
in their drip.
They're fucking hoodie. God, it's so stupid.
I love it, especially on Agumon, because his
snout.
His dinosaur snout is still very obviously sticking out, but like, you know.
As well as his giant fucking claws, like.
Yeah.
Just not at all hiding. But again, major city. People are gonna mind their own fucking business. So they all meet up in like a park nearby all their apartments, and this is when they discuss their plan to like use the phone books and everything. Mimi strolls up a little later, and she's carrying Palmon in a fucking baby
And
carriage.
I'm a baby.
I am a baby. It's really fucking good. Just like a full blown stroller. Palmon's got this stupid little baby bonnet on. Like,
Yeah. And then
wonderful.
she tells Palmon to get out, and Palmon's like, "No."
I'm baby though.
It's like
Baby.
I'm tired of carrying you around, but I'm a baby.
But I'm baby. Joe. Fucking- like they discuss their plan. Like, yeah, we're gonna use the phone books. We're gonna have everyone yada yada yada.
And Joe's like, I can only help out for today because I got summer school.
hmm He's like,
And then they're like, oh great, well then we'll go look around and you can phone everyone. Everyone just dumps their books on him.
yeah. Mimi's like, oh, you're not going. Awesome. You could take my phone book then, since I'm actually going to be going somewhere. And then progressively, every single
And
kid
then
is like, you know
everyone else
what?
is like, actually, yeah. And then Tai Chi just goes, it's okay, man. I wouldn't lump that on you.
I
And
think
they
they
say,
should.
you're such a nice guy, Tai Chi. And I think Sora just turns around and goes, he couldn't find his book, could he?
And yeah, Kosher is like, no, he couldn't. Fucking so good.
They
Such
ought
a
to
good
rename
fit.
the crest of reliability to the crest of exploitability.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, his actual crest is the crest of sincerity.
So I'm like, well, I forget, what's the next step after that?
Pico with everyone is just on a boat. He's on a boat
Yeah.
It's not a boat.
Yeah.
talking about how he wants to find
Isn't
stuff.
isn't this also the episode where we get the first bit with Tailmon and Hikari?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't have a
Yes.
single note about that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll say it
Oh,
now just
yes.
in case.
Never mind. I do have a note at the very end. Yeah, but yeah.
Because this, I think, like, just randomly, Tailmon finds Hikari.
Yes.
And, like,
Hikari
she
is
knows, and, like,
wandering around looking for Miko.
yeah, and then Tailmon is like, and then she sees Tailmon's like, immediately realizes she's not a normal cat.
Yeah.
It's like, are you
He's
a
like-
are you a friend of Agumon? And she's like, oh,
What?
Well,
Yeah.
this kid knows too much. I gotta kill her.
She's like, meow, 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 meow.
Yep, and then she runs away, and Hikari's like, "What?"
And
Okay.
no, and Hikari's just like, you can come into my house if you want.
Yeah, we're chill.
I think
Hikari's
the
like,
funniest
"Oh
part about
shit,
that
didn't
is
know you
that,
were
like,
chill like that."
All right, you're
The-
good.
I think the funniest part is that, like, Taichi goes home to Hikari with Koromon, and at no point goes, "Oh right, by the way, there's bad Digimon out there. Be careful."
Yeah, he sure just doesn't tell her. I mean, I guess like she should. No,
I mean, she knows that. I mean, they already talked about that in the episode. She can see the Digimon.
yeah.
She
Well,
knows.
yeah, but
Oh
other
well,
than, like,
she's seen the news reports too,
parrot
so
one,
she should know. Yeah,
I guess.
they were watching a news report together.
And
at one point.
he's like speaking about it in front of her, so I assume she just knows.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we can assume he just told her off screen or something because she helps Agumon sneak out of the house, so clearly she knows like what he's doing. Oh yeah, before the cut to the thing with Hikari, we get the first part. Kasora and Mimi are teamed up and they're going, and Piomon is also in the carriage, and they have a baby fight.
And it's like, why are you in here? Get out.
I'm baby. Get out of my carriage. It's very nice. And then the bit with Hikari happens, and it cuts back to Sora and Mimi, and Mimi's just like, we need to take a fucking break. So she, sprawls out on a bench, and is just like, you know what, Sora? What might be a good idea? We should go to a place with a lot of people. How about we go to Tokyo Tower? So they go in there, and immediately she's like, oh, thank God, AC.
The air conditioning.
And Sora's like, you motherfucker. So they're because they were complaining about the heat, and then they're just walking around Tokyo Tower, seeing if the Digivices are reacting at all, and they're not. Then they look over and see a huge dude in an overcoat, and Mimi is just like, "Look at
It's
this
like,
fucking freak!"
That dude's crazy. That dude's stupid. What a weirdo. And it's like, Mimi, you're being rude. He'll hear you. And it's like, oh, fucking someone should tell him.
Someone
That's
has to
not
tell him.
normal.
And then
And then he immediately turns around and like explodes.
yeah, just fucking explodes into fire, and they're just like, "Oh shit, okay." It cuts to an outside shot, and Taichi's like looking around in his little spyglass, and he sees Birdramon fucking explode out of one of the Tokyo Tower windows.
Like,
It's
damn, we
like,
should go.
yeah, it's like, oh, okay, we should probably head over there, huh? So yeah, they rush on over. They crash the fight. Birdramon and Togemon are getting absolutely worked. Greymon shows up and just fucking donkey kicks Death Meramon as the
He,
intro.
like there's a bit where, like, Togo gets, like, fucking squashed and
Yeah. Like, she, like, walks up behind Death Meramon, and he just falls over on top of her.
and he's like, "Eh."
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Chiku bang bang.
Yeah, it's a really, like, simplistic fight. Togemon gets lit on fire at one point and starts running around. Finally, Greymon goes to Metal Greymon, so they're actually on, like, an even playing field here.
Yeah, there's the little fight they have is actually pretty good because, like, fucking Greymon does, like, his thing where he shoots his arm out, and
Mhm.
then Death Meramon just catches it, and he's like, "Ha, caught you." And he's like, "No, I caught you," and then just flings him into the sky.
And then explodes him with missiles. I'm not trapped in here with you, and then throws Death Meramon and blows him up. And then the finale to the episode is Tailmon being in the apartment with Hikari,
Yeah,
and she like
and, like,
gets up on
she's
back
a
of the couch and she literally says, "I should kill her right now."
yeah, I need to I don't know if this is the kid, but I should kill her right now, and she just suddenly can't do it. She like, something in her head is just saying, "No, you can't do this,"
Mhm, mhm.
and she just runs out.
And of course, we have no idea what this could possibly mean, except if you watch the ED.
Yeah, okay, so obviously, like, they never made a secret that the 8th kid was Hikari.
Yes.
But, like, I can't get over how much the second ED just goes, "Okay, yeah, now her Digimon is Tailmon, she's gonna digivolve into Angelomon, also Metal Greymon, also Metal Garurumon and War Greymon."
As well as like every single fucking
Yeah.
like
Every
ultimate level Digimon we
yeah.
haven't seen yet,
Which i
including TK's, I think,
Who
doesn't
does
Yeah,
not show
also
up until episode
also
49, yeah.
also, yeah, fucking not just Metal Garurumon and War Greymon, fucking Magna Angemon.
It's just
I guess it's not too bad for, like, say, Lilymon and Zudomon, because
Yeah.
they're just about to show up.
God, that ED just spoils literally fucking everything about this the Vamdemon arc.
so what I have to wonder, because this does happen in some toyetic shows, right? Because I'm assuming everyone here is like watching this off like either like a modern streaming release or like a Blu-ray release or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So what would happen? What I imagine happen, because this happens in other like Blu-ray releases I've seen, where the ED of a show will like silhouette these out or something, or use like the previous forms, and then
We
update them throughout the show as they go on.
we
And
actually
sometimes
talked
this
about
does,
this. Yeah.
yeah, where it's like, does the Blu-ray release just take like the last version and just like fucking slices that into every episode where that ED would play?
So
Maybe, but I don't think so.
I think this show was just made before they started doing stuff like that. Because
Okay,
like
so
I
they
I
just
don't I don't think the site I'm using is using a proper Blu-ray release. I think it's just using like an upscaled version of it from like not the current one because it doesn't look nearly as good as the discotheque ones do.
yeah, but there was like a Japanese Blu-ray release that happened like several years ago, but doesn't look as good as this Discotheque one. So it might have been taking it off that one.
You know what? Let's do some little research. Digimon Adventure OP. It doesn't look like there's any. Yeah, no. There's no alternate versions of the opening at all.
Huh, so it just was like this the whole time.
It seems that way, yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Because yeah, we have an upload from 17 years ago. Yeah. It was just always like that. Yeah, they spoil because in the original opening they spoil Angemon, obviously,
Yeah.
which isn't as bad as fucking Magna Angemon showing up over 20 episodes before he does in the show. Just really weird choice there because I feel like almost because I don't think the O2 spoils anything major. At least I don't think so. But, well, we'll
I
get
don't
to that.
remember it doing so anyway.
Mhm. All right, so I guess we'll just get right into the Dub Zone, episode 32. Gatomon comes calling, which, whatever. I'm still not over the
Fine.
change of Tailmon to Gatomon because that's bizarre. Very odd change overall. The only other name change was Death Maramon's Heavy Metal Fire was changed to Metal Fireballs. Weird, odd change. During the
Actually, now that I think about it real quick,
yeah,
I'm shocked they didn't do because they probably would have thought this was funny.
Hmm.
Since they changed her name to Gatomon, I'm surprised she doesn't have like a Spanish accent.
no, Gatomon has a very, very interesting way of talking. I've mentioned it multiple times, but like, it's legitimately almost impossible for me to like properly. The way I can describe it is, for some reason in the dub, Gatomon is insanely cunty. She's just super cunty for no reason. Like just the way she talks, it's very bizarre. I'll try to like because there's one point where I think I did write down. I think I wrote down something she said specifically for this purpose, but maybe I didn't.
I'm very excited for you to be exposed to dub Renamon because Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, no, I never did watch Tamer's dub, so that ought to be fun. So during the Izzy recap, instead of saying Demi Devimon, he says Demi Devilmon. I don't know how they managed to fuck that up, but they did. Been like 20 episodes since this dude was introduced, and they somehow got his name wrong. The episode opens with Vamda. So you know how the beginning of the episode is like that really the atmospheric shot of the nighttime path all covered in fog
Yeah.
with no dialogue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the dub. So instead, my Otismon is saying, "Ah, darkness, the perfect cloak for my evil." And then he waxes,
Awesome.
and then he waxes poetic about sucking blood for the whole scene. Something about human blood tinged with fear tastes so much better. It's fucking terrible. Awful bullshit.
Just keep speaking. Just keep speaking into that mic, dude.
Never stop talking. Surprisingly enough, none of that was cut. The entire scene is left in, including like the marks on her neck and everything. They're genuinely surprised. I guess because most kids know what a vampire is, but still.
And like what they do.
Yeah. Just really, really odd that they opted to like not change it at all. One thing they did change though was because children don't know what anemia is in the US. Instead they say the women were struck down, which seems way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they opted to go with that. Instead of just like they fainted. But no, they were struck down. During the book scene, like when they're talking about the phone book, there's a really Izzy has a really good line read when Ty is talking to Joe about not giving him his work. Or no, this is actually when he initially comes out. He's like, "Yeah, no, I got my phone book. Don't worry about it." Izzy just goes, "Uh-huh. Couldn't find it, huh?" Like just the way he
Yeah.
says it,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
like, "Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Couldn't find it, huh?"
Yeah.
It's so good. Ugh, the dub hates Mimi.
Yay.
When she's late, someone makes a comment. Probably she's probably out buying clothes. I think they should die.
Fun.
Haha, it is funny because she is a woman.
It's so fun to have someone who
Women
hasn't.
buy clothes.
But she's also a stupid woman.
She's a stupid woman who likes the color pink and shopping. Ugh. Fucking
This
hate
is
it.
a show for boys, and boys hate girls.
Yeah. So genuinely funny joke.
Alright, I see where I'm not wanted.
You're fine. Don't worry. I mean, the writers of the adventure dub wouldn't want you here, but we do.
Yay!
As Mimi is walking up with Palmon in the baby carriage, Mimi tries to tell her to get out, and Palmon says, "I'm supposed to be a little baby." And Mimi goes, Mimi says, "You just grew up. Get out." It's really funny.
They can do good jokes sometimes.
Yeah, no, they could occasionally actually make a funny joke. Demi Devimon tells Gatomon to take a cat nap, kitty litter.
She does make a lot of cat puns as well.
She does.
Pretty base. That's base.
At one point, one of the characters says, "You know what this is, Sora? A big fat drag." Just tickled me for some reason.
There's just something about the way characters fucking speak in this dub that is just like
Oh yeah, all their
mesmerizing.
all their performances are phenomenal. It's the script that's the problem.
Like for some reason, I don't know why this one has always stuck with me. It's from the first part of the Digimon movie. It's like when fucking Taichi like finds Parrotmon and Greymon fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, Polly want a cracker? A really big cracker?"
He sure fucking does. He sure says that. I remember that vividly from watching it. Oh God, the dub hates Mimi. Finding this
No.
kid is harder than finding a good sale.
Get it? Because she is a woman and she likes to shop because she has a vagina.
True.
Like, I'm so glad Bridget's here because now someone else has the vitriol that I've lost from having to do this for 7 fucking sessions.
So it's like although don't worry, Bridget. Sometimes they find like new and exciting ways to be misogynistic.
Yeah,
Yay! Love those.
sometimes I am like so upset that like my note literally just says, "I hope these writers die. Like they should die and be killed." For some reason, when they're up in Tokyo Tower, Mimi is the one who points out Sora's house instead of Biomon for no reason. Just a really odd script change that didn't need to happen.
They probably just didn't check which character said it.
Yeah, it's just a bizarre thing they changed. Mimi. So okay, here's a fun question for everybody. AC units, right? They're in buildings.
Yeah.
If you were going to be like, hey, let's get closer to the AC unit, what would you call the AC unit? Like, what would you call
Let's
the
guess-
vents? The vents? The
The air
fans?
Air conditioner.
The vents, the air conditioning, the
Yeah, you wouldn't call them
Cooler, I don't
the
know.
blowers, right?
Hey yo, we blowing out here?
Because that's
I
what
feel
Mimi
like
calls them.
Okay, I will be fair. I feel like I have heard someone refer to air conditioners as that before.
Yo, we
Okay.
blowing?
No, we're not.
I don't know how
She's
common
10.
it is, but I've definitely heard someone call it that before.
Yeah, I like my note is just the blowers in all caps. I've never heard anyone fucking call it that before, so I was very taken off guard. This might be the dub hates me, but I'm giving it as a W for her. She calls Death Maramon's coat ugly. She's right. It's ugly. It's an ugly coat.
He's rocking that Ninja Turtles movie disguise.
Just that fucking
Going to the
ugly
Ninja
like
Turtles movies, brother.
that fucking ugly olive green. Ugh. And then of course they play fucking. My last note is stop playing this song. Fuck, because they play
Hey, Digimon, hey,
again.
Digimon.
Champions of the digital world.
Can't take it anymore. They won't stop playing it.
I think every time you mention the Hey Digimon song, you should have like just a small clip of it playing faintly in the background.
Oh no, that's so much
Copyright
extra editing
nightmare.
work. So
you
much
love
extra.
editing.
I don't. The first 2 sessions of this were fucking nightmares because of all the audio fixing I had to do. Hey Digimon, hey Digimon,
Hey, Digimon.
lost friends to the boys and
The
girls.
boys and girls.
Hey Digimon, hey Digimon. Champions of the digital world.
Digital world.
Anyway, that was it for the dub.
Yeah.
Which means we can move on to episode
good
33, Pump and Gotsu are Shibuya type Digimon. This episode fucking
is a classic.
rules.
This is
God,
a
this episode is
classic.
so good.
This
Yeah,
episode
this
is
is,
so funny to me because they frame it at first as like some sort of like weird filler episode, and it's not at all
Yeah,
that.
no, the preview is just almost entirely about fucking
These two taking
Gotsumon
a
and
run.
Pumpmon.
This episode is so fucking good. This episode is so good. This is legitimately one of my favorite episodes of the entire like adventure series. It's so good. Obviously, 21 is the top because that
I'll
episode's
be honest,
immaculate.
like, okay, that episode was like visually like really good, but like as far as like just story and characters and whatever, I think this is easily my favorite episode.
Yeah, no, I can understand that 100%. But yeah, the episode opens up, and my first note is just the boys. Because it opens up on fucking Pumpmon and Goatsmon riding on top of a taxi.
Yo, they're just chilling.
Oh, I love them. I love them so much. And then we cut into the train where Yamato and Takaru were hanging out, and we get a divorce lore dump.
Yeah, they're just yeah. We got divorced,
I
and then
believe that Tsunomon is explaining to Patamon that their parents are no longer together, and Patamon's like, "Oh, okay, I see."
oh, I see. Oh, and yeah, they're just saying this is their like what like on the like shelf, and they're
Mhm.
just looking down on Yamato and Taku, and they're just like, oh, I see.
And then there's a
And
really
so
good exchange between Takaru and Yamato here. It is like
is it the bit where like they get to a stop?
yes.
Yeah, so
And
they get to like the stop where like Yamato would get off to go home,
mhm.
and like he doesn't get up, and yet Taku's like, it's fine, you can get off, Yamato. I can get home myself. It's fine. And Yamato's just like, no,
He's like, "Nope."
no, Takeru, just let me do this. Just let me take you home.
Mm-hmm. He's just like, I want to take you home." It's really, really. It's like 3 sentences, and it is such a
Yeah, he just
good
says
exchange.
I think it's literally just he just says, no, let me do this.
Mhm.
It's almost like he's doing it more for himself than he's doing it for Takaru.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
almost
mean,
like it's
well,
characterization.
I mean, that's very much like the way it's phrased. It's like, no, I want to take you home.
Mhm.
Like he literally says, let me do this. That's the exact wording, at
Mhm.
least in my subs.
Yeah. And then Takaru doesn't say anything else because he's immediately just like, "I get it.
Okay.
Understood." And then Patamon has to fucking say something.
And I think Padamon's exact words were like, "Oh man, you two really don't like being separated, do you?"
Mhm. And
And
Takaru like explodes.
It's like, yeah, it's like it's like Patamon, you're my friend, but you don't get to fucking say shit like that. No one
Patamon's
gets to
like,
say shit like that to me.
Patamon's just like, "What?" It's like, "Fine. Well, if you don't want me here, I'll just leave." And then he immediately flies out.
And then Yamato's like, Takaru, we gotta go find him.
Like, let's go.
Okay, Takaru, get off the fucking train, we gotta go.
And he hesitates. And
Takaru tries to like tough it out, but the moment the door's about to close, he's like, "No, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
find him."
We gotta save my friend.
I
So
got the
they're
boy.
they're walking along, and like Yamato says he didn't deserve that, Takaru, and Takaru's like, "Yes, he did." And my note is just, "No, he really did not deserve that, Takaru. You're kind of like."
And he's like, you can't be. And yeah, Yamato's just like, "Look, I get it. That shit's a sore spot for me too. But you cannot blow up at people like that."
Yeah, we get it. You're like 7, but also like we gotta chill, bro. Can't just be doing that. And then we cut to the boys, and they're playing fucking pachinko.
It's like, hey, give me some of those balls. No. Like, oh, it's like you're being selfish. I am selfish.
I am selfish, and he makes a really good face when he says that.
Yeah, I think it's one of our scrolling
is.
images.
I think it was the previous image than the one that's on screen right now. Fucking phenomenal. God, I love these two. And then they get thrown out because the person
It's
who
like,
runs the casino
fucking
thinks
kids
they're
can't be in here.
fucking children in your stupid Halloween
And
costumes. Get
then
out of here.
and then they bump into a girl, and they're like, "Oh, it's a real Shibuya girl. We should try hitting on her."
Immediately, we should hit on her. Fucking.
And then she gets immediately pissed off and starts chasing them.
Well, because fucking Pumpmon tries to take out her
Oh
nose
yeah, he's
piercing.
like, "Oh, you got something weird on your face," and I think you never get like a good look at her face. You can't tell if they actually just pulled at it or just straight up ripped her fucking nose piercing out.
It's left ambiguous based on how fucking pissed she is, though. They might have straight up just ripped out her nose piercing.
Ah,
So they're running, and they cross paths with Yamato and Takaru, and Tsunomon just decides it is on fucking sight. Like the second they show up, he's like, "Oh fuck this shit," and he digivolves and just starts attacking. No questions asked.
I mean, honestly, considering the shit they've had to deal with Vandemon for like the past, I assume, like 10 episodes, I don't blame them.
Just sees any other Digimon, you have to die. Yamato, it looks like we're gonna have to kill these guys.
Damn. And they're like, "So wait, what are you doing here? We were sent here by Vandemon to find the chosen children. But we don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's
I'm
lame.
Shibuya is more fun."
We're
And they're just like,
Shibuya type
"What?"
Digimon now.
Yeah.
So fucking.
Shibuya
There's a
Digimon.
there's a point, like, either right now or sometime soon where Yamato goes, "What are you guys thinking?" And they both go, "Absolutely nothing at
Nothing.
all."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's after they steal the ice cream.
hmm So
It's so funny to me.
yeah, they continue running because the girl is still chasing them, and they like hop up on a fucking like they hop up on like a traffic signal and start shaking it back and forth, and it causes it to start glitching out because they're Digimon. And
Mhm.
traffic starts piling up, and Yamato and Taku are like, guys, you can't do that. Like,
No, I think they get lost. Like I think they get separated during that bit, and they're like, "Where the fuck did those two go?"
I mean, but they find them at the traffic crossing because that's when
And they're like, "Yeah, can
yeah.
you guys can't be doing that shit."
And then they hear the sirens, and Yamato says, "They're gonna arrest us. We gotta go."
There's
Oh yeah,
actually
that's
a
when they get separated. That's when they
Yeah.
get separated.
there's an interesting bit of trivia here that we can talk about with the traffic light, where if you notice it's actually blue and not
hmm
green, and that's because Japanese didn't have a word for green for the longest time.
hmm
And so all their traffic lights are blue or were blue and not green.
hmm There were, which is really strange, but that's what happens when you don't have a fucking word for a color.
It's true.
I think they're just walking around a bit again, and then they find a clothes store.
This scene is so fucking good. This scene is so fucking good, dude. Oh my god.
Yo, your Digimon is GNC as fuck.
You're insane.
Insane.
My note is in all caps, we stand the GNC boys, let's fucking
Yeah, they're
go.
like, yeah, like Pumpmon's wearing like a dress, and Gotsumon's wearing like fucking like he needs like the little propeller cap and the
Yeah.
lollipop.
He's wearing like fucking lederhosen. Like
Yeah, he's wearing like the fucking like the overalls with the shirt. He's got the young Sheldon fit.
yeah.
God, shut the fuck up.
And like and then Pumpkin's like, this dress would look better on you. And Gotsumon's like, yeah, it would.
No, you know what? You're right. And so they change outfits. And then Yamato and Takaru show up and they're just like, oh, we have to fix your outfits, boys. So they
And then
immediately
they
put a bunch of clothes on them. It's
I was
like,
like, okay, like if Yamato was a little taller, he'd look good in that, but what the fuck did they do to Takaru?
they fucked this boy shit up. Looks so bad.
And then Patamon just flies by, blissfully unaware of everything going on in
Yeah.
there.
Well, we have to talk about Gabumon's fit. Gabumon got the bear Kigurumi.
Oh yeah, he just got the bear, and he hates it.
He's so miserable.
Gabumon doesn't say too much in these next couple of bits, but he hates every fucking second of it.
He's so miserable dealing with these two idiots. So they begin to chase them down again, and they're like clearly Yamato and Takaru like aren't having a good time because they're looking for Patamon. So Gotsumon and Pumpmon decide they're gonna help cheer them up. So they go in, they get some ice cream. They got 2 cones
And they're
each.
like, oh, hey, we got you some ice cream, eat up. And then Yamato's me like, where did you get that? We
And then
stole it.
yeah, in unison, while with big smiles, we stole it. And then the fucking ice cream
They're
woman,
like, we don't want it. Oh yeah, and then the ice cream seller is immediately like runs down the fucking hall, like the fucking street chasing them, and it's very clearly the lady they fucking ripped the nose piercing off of.
so fucking great.
Fucked up.
It's so good. So we cut back to Patamon, and he's like hanging out, and he hears some high school girls talking about Hachiko. And in the subs I was watching, there are 2 paragraphs of translator's note
translator notes
explaining,
describing what Hachiko is.
which
Explain
is
the world
Oh
ends.
yeah,
You know, I need this.
there was like another translator note earlier because like when she rips when the part where they're hitting on the lady,
Mhm.
because she just thinks they're kids in costumes. She says, "Oh, you look like something from like some show."
Yes.
And like there's a big translator note telling her describing what the fuck she just said.
Yeah, because like no one's gonna know what that is if you weren't growing up in that time period. Fucking nobody. So we just get more good stuff with the boys. They're having a good time running around. Eventually, Vandemon finds them, which is
Yeah,
not
no,
good.
they finally escape the ice cream seller, and they're just chilling in an alleyway, and all of a sudden there's like a fucking lightning storm.
Mm-hmm. And Vandemon is like, he's like, "Hey,
What the fuck are you playing at?
you found them yet?" And they're just like, no, boss, we ain't found them
Oh
yet."
no. No, first of all, no, because he catches them with the kids first.
Right, yes.
And he's like, what are you doing eating ice cream with these fucking kids? And
I think they just outright say,
Bring-
we're Shibuya type Digimon now.
he's like, I don't care. Deal with those kids. Bring me their crests now.
Mhm. And so they
And
immediately are
then
just like,
and then he leaves.
yeah, Vandemon
Oh no,
fucks
they
off.
they chase them.
Mhm.
Like, oh, we gotta get out of here.
So yeah, Gotemon and Pumpmon start chasing down Yamato and Takaru because they're just like, well,
Yeah.
orders are orders. Sorry, boys.
They like corner them in an alley and they're like, rah! They're trying to look intimidating, and then they immediately like, whatever, I give up.
Yeah, they're just like
Honestly,
this.
like I don't know what Vandemon's idea was, like getting these two to do it. I don't know, like how successful he actually thought they were going to be at this, but
I think because there's multiple times where Pico Devimon is talking about it. I think a lot of the Digimon that are in the real world with them right now are specifically ones that Tailmon recruited.
Yeah, no, I think all the ones in this bunch are just because they specifically say like, oh yeah, that's the difference they mention. Because the reason they're able to see all these normal Digimon is because they all came through the gate like
Yes.
Vandemon and the kids.
Yeah. Instead of going,
Normally, if there's
yeah.
like a Digimon sighting, they're like the weird like kind of ghostly version, like the Ogremon.
You could call them hologram ghosts.
Oh,
no, not for like 3 more years, buddy.
That's
but,
yeah, like 3 years we'll be calling them that. But yeah, so that's the reason because it's very clear that Tailmon's selection process was like half mindless idiots and half Digimon that actually aren't bad people. Like Gotsumon and Pumpmon, very clearly not bad people. Wizardmon is just straight up a good guy, like just outright. But that's
but Wizardmon was also like, well, we'll find out later.
yeah.
Which honestly, like her recruitment is probably more like foreshadowing to like her actual nature
yeah.
rather than
But yeah,
her
so
just choosing
yeah.
bad picks.
So Vandemon shows back up and they tell like Yamato and Takaru to get back in a corner.
Hide.
Yeah. So they do. Vandemon immediately sees through the fact that they're, bullshitting him.
It's
So
like, it's like I don't need failures in my group.
So they attempt to fight back. Pumpmon drops a pumpkin on top of Vandemon's head, which he has all his bats simply eat.
Yummy.
And then Gotemon throws a rock at him, and it doesn't work. And then Vandemon just fucking kills them.
Yup.
They are dead. Straight up.
They are dead.
And keep in mind, like, this was obviously altered quite a bit in the dub, but this shit fucked kids up back in the day,
Yes.
like this specific scene.
Like, Yamato's reaction really sells just how, like, awful this was.
Hey, Lotte, do you want to know something fucked up?
Hmm?
They don't actually stay dead.
I mean, well, they never stay dead. They go back to Digitama. Like, we know this, but...
Well, yeah, but there's one of the things that the specials before the Kizuna movie. That's where that one like set of images of Vmon and Gabumon like in the trench coat at the bar comes from.
I mean, that's probably them after they've been reborn. They definitely fucking die here.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying like they don't stay dead.
Although, isn't there a weird thing when you get killed in the real world specifically, where like that the Digitama thing doesn't happen to you, or
Maybe, but it's definitely not a thing currently.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm asking this because there's someone else who dies in the real world who very much never actually ends up coming back because they died in the real world.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Good point. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one.
Well, at the very least, it's not a thing now. Or it has not been mentioned as a thing yet.
It's not been mentioned as a thing yet, but by the time they come back in that special for Kizuna, that definitely should have been established by then. So at that point, I'm just like, that might have just been a different Gotsumon and Pumpkinmon, to be honest.
They just might all be like this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the same ones, but
You're born Shibuya type.
you can take the Digimon out of Shibuya, but you can't take Shibuya out of the Digimon.
Shibuya out of Digimon?
So yeah, the boys are dead. The boys are fucking dead. Yamato like goes off. Like he's so pissed.
It's like they were your fucking allies and you fucking did that to them. Fucking
He like
how dare you?
this episode is actually where one of the new cards they're releasing in the TCG is
Yeah.
from. I saw the
No,
screen and I was like, oh,
It's not
Yeah,
even
it's the bit
releasing.
the
It's
shot of him
already
crying.
released.
it's
It's from
is it the structure deck?
It's
Yeah,
from the
it's
structure
from the
deck.
structure deck, yes.
I
So
saw
it's
it too,
it's a
and I
brand
thought
new
the
card.
same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the image and I was like, just pointing at my screen. That's the card.
That's the card.
So yeah, Gabumon immediately evolves, and honestly, doing a pretty good job against fucking Vamdemon, even as Garurumon at this point. Like, he tackles him into a
Like
wall and
he's
manages
yeah,
to fight him off.
he's yeah, the fucking the bit where like Garurumon just like charges into him is really cool looking.
This entire fight is so fucking good. The entire like back half of this episode is phenomenal. It's so good. Oh,
And then he quickly becomes Garurumon.
and the
So he's
fight.
like, okay, we're not working with this.
Yeah, no, we gotta at least try to even the playing field a little bit here.
And
Unfortunately,
I think
he's still getting worked, but
yeah, like he's putting up a good fight, but Vamdemon's just stronger.
Vamdemon is Vamdemon.
And then like it cuts back to Patamon. Oh no, like there's a bit. Oh yeah, no, there's explosions going off. So Patamon's just still chilling at the Hachiko statue. But he's able to see it from the Hachiko statue. Oh shit!
Like, oh,
that must be where Takaru is.
Yeah, it's probably where they are. So as he starts flying over,
Yeah,
Takaru's like,
cuts back.
Yeah.
It cuts back and where Gurumon's getting his fucking shit kicked in.
And Takaru was like begging and
I was
pleading.
like, if I didn't yell at him, if I didn't yell at Patamon, Gotsumon and Pumpkin might still be alive, and where Gurumon wouldn't be in danger.
And then we finally, after 20 episodes, 20 episodes.
It's the first time since Devimon.
Yeah,
yes.
we get Patamon's evolution into Angemon, and he shows up, and he immediately the tables turn a little bit to where Gurumon and Angemon together are kind of holding their own, to the point where Vamdemon is immediately just like, nope, we're done.
He
Bye bye.
makes like a weird. I don't know what that.
Yes,
I don't know what that was. Was that like just a clash of energy, or was that Vamdemon doing like a weird explosion thing?
I don't know.
It's a very weird cut.
Yeah, Angemon like swings down the his like power pole. I forget what he calls it. And where Garurumon like jumps off the building and is about to hit him in the back, and then it cuts to this weird green explosion.
Like, yeah, and then it cuts to Vamdemon being like, "I'm bored."
Yeah, which I my note is Vamdemon runs because he was 100% about to get fucking ventilated. And then the end of the episode is Yamato and Takaru walking back toward the train while reminiscing about the fact that they made two friends who were immediately fucking killed, and it's genuinely very upsetting and sad. Like, really, really sad. And it kind of drives home how super evil Vamdemon is, just straight up. Like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually like how the next episode opens.
But before that,
yeah. Before that, Dub Zone episode 33.
Oh god.
It's okay. I don't actually have that many notes. I think I was still watching the stream at this point, so I was only mostly paying attention. All right, so this episode has been changed to Out on the Town. That's the name of the episode.
What?
Okay. Yeah, sure, dude.
Trick or Treat has been changed to Pumpkin Power because I don't know why the fuck they changed that.
It's not Halloween, idiot.
I don't know why my first like reaction to that internally was fucking Scrappy Doo's like puppy power bid, but whatever.
He does kind of say with the same cadence.
Puppy power.
Pumpkin Power. Angry Rock was changed to like Rock Fist or something. I couldn't quite hear it, but I think that's what it was.
Why?
I don't fucking know. None of these name changes make sense. During the tie recap, this motherfucker says Shibura.
Shibura?
He says Shibura, not Shibuya.
Shibura!
Hey Sora, see you in Sabura.
Streletsia waking him
You know
up, be
what?
like,
You know our
"Welcome to
good friend-
Shibura." Here in Quadratum.
Quadratum.
I love my good friend Shibura. Gotcha.
Everyone go follow Shibura Gato on Twitch to watch Mill Mike, which I believe is literally happening right now while we're recording this.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
I think they wrapped up.
Okay.
I want to say.
Patamon, when they're on the train, says, "We like it when you guys get mushy," which is what sets TK. Sorry, different character. Which is what sets TK off. In the dub, TK blowing up somehow makes even less sense. Like he just explodes for literally no reason, and the things he says are way harsher. It's fucking bizarre. They really give him a weird temper in the dub.
You can at least kind of justify it in the sub version. It's like, well, they're like Patamon accidentally hits directly a point, but
Yeah.
like worse for him after the divorce,
Mhm.
unknowingly.
Yeah,
He's
specifically.
Like 7, so he doesn't process that shit correctly yet.
Mhm. But I mean, hey, in the dub, they also took out the line where the really good line in the previous set of episodes where Takaru said, I believe the quote was, "I really hate it when my family, I mean, everyone gets separated." And that hit me like a fucking gut punch, which of course they removed in the dub because fuck you.
Yeah. That's emotionally resonant.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. That's not a joke we can put in your script.
I do believe they actually replaced it with a joke, yes. While Gotumon and Pumpmon are running, which those names were unchanged, by the way. Really odd that Gotumon did not get changed, but yeah. Figured they put it like Rockmon or some garbage.
Yeah, like Rock or Stonemon or something. Nah.
Just Gotu. They have no consistency with what they decide to keep. So when they're when they're running and they trip over the girl, Pumpmon says, "I think you knocked over a monster," and Gotumon says, "Even worse, I think I knocked over a teenager." Which,
fuck, that's good. No, that's good.
Legitimately a really funny joke. The girl says, "Aren't you a little late for Halloween?" And Pumpmon says in the funniest delivery ever, "What's Halloween?" Like,
I mean, I guess he really wouldn't know about it, would he? So,
it's so funny. Just like, what's Halloween? Like the way he says it is so fucking funny. When they're given good jokes, it's really good. But God, these script writers, I want to kill them every day of my life. Pumpmon says the dress makes him look fat, which is why they change clothes, because we can't have nice things. Hey, at least it wasn't a transphobic joke.
I guess. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. We just get a fatphobic joke instead of a misogynistic one. Like, all right, fucking credit where it's due. Instead of saying you, because when Yamato is freaking out and he says you killed them, like he's really upset. Instead, in the dub, Matt says you just condemned them.
Yeah, because isn't the change that he doesn't actually kill them in the dub? He like sends them to a dark dungeon or some fucking bullshit like that.
They got sent to the contraption.
Yeah.
They got sent to the device.
Mayoda's mom put him in the device. So yeah, and then the fight happens, which obviously there's no changes there. However, of course, when they're walking around at the end of the episode and they're reminiscing about, seeing like, hey, like they're looking at like where they saw the clothes and it shows like the phantom version of them. Of course, in the dub, they're fucking talking over the entire scene, pointing out, hey, that's where they tried on all the clothes with us. It's like, shut up. Like, nope.
Dog.
Yeah, but if it's a quiet scene, then the kids don't get it because they're stupid. Because I fucking hate children.
Oh God, I hate them so fucking much. Anyway, for whatever reason, they have like a next time on narrator starting with this episode. No idea why. And the narrator says, and I quote, "Will Kairi survive her next encounter with Gatomon?"
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just bizarre. Like they randomly have a narrator now. It shows up again at the end of 34, so they're keeping this. I don't fucking know. This is the thing we have now. But we can move on to episode 34, The Bonds of Fate. Tailmon.
Come on!
Come on.
Come on.
Tailmon, yay! Yippee!
That one's so pretty. I
Yeah.
love Tailmon's entire design.
Good design.
Big paws, big ears, long tail.
I like it that she's a cat.
This is also true.
I can't imagine why that would be your reasons here.
Yeah, I don't nah. Strange.
I forget, does this episode start with Taichi still not able to find his fucking book?
Yes, he is still looking for his fucking phone book.
He's so stupid.
He also mentions, like, man, it's so weird. It's like no one but us moved to Otaiba. It's like, gee, you fucking think, buddy? Please put it together. Come on, dude.
You almost got this, buddy. I believe in you.
The cobwebbed gears turning in his brain.
You can hear them like creaking and everything.
Tailmon has been on the opposite building of like where their apartment complex, like spying on Hikari the entire night and through today as well. She is just like, no, I can't kill her unless I know for sure that she's the 8th Digidestin. Can't know.
And she suddenly just goes off on like she's just like, but I don't remember my life.
Yeah, she randomly drops her backstory where holy shit, this is pretty heavy.
Where she's like abused by fucking Vamdemon.
Yeah, really severely, actually. She like talks like, yeah, I was Salamon and I was wandering around and I met Vamdemon, and then he beat the shit out of me constantly.
Because he hated the look in my eyes.
Which this is a really cool thing they do throughout this entire episode. But they specifically talk about the specific look that Tailmon has in her eyes only when she is thinking about or looking at Vamdemon. It is only when she is doing those two things that she gets this very particular expression. It's really good. And then Wizardmon shows up. My beloved.
And immediately, hello, Akira Ishida.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you played another character in this franchise. It was completely different from this one.
Is this when he finds the Digivice?
No, they just have a little conversation. He talks about like, I think the secret to finding that kid is that 8th kid is somewhere in your memories. Why like why do you not want to remember?
Yeah, he's basically like more or less saying, hey Tailmon, you know you're probably the eighth partner, right? Like,
He's like, or at the very least, like, you know, like, he's very heavily implying you're like, you should not be with Vamdemon.
Yeah.
Why are you with Vamdemon?
Yeah, like why are you doing this to yourself? Like he literally, like your only memories of this dude is him abusing you. Like why are you doing this exactly? Maybe think about that. Anyway, I'm gonna go do something else real quick. So at this point, we Yamato calls up Taichi and is explaining like, yeah, no, Vamdemon just like straight up killed 2 of his subordinates. Like no mercy. This dude is like legitimately very much a threat. We should probably be like, we need to find this kid now. And I think at this point we see Wizardmon finding the Digivice.
Yeah, he like is like crest. He's like, I think it's like Pico Davimon tells him, no, I'm looking over here, so you have to fucking look over there.
And he's like, yeah, sure, all right, dude.
And like immediately his crest goes off in the park and he finds the Digivice. But Pico Davimon's like, hey, what the fuck you got over there? You're hiding something from me. Show me.
He's like, oh.
And so Wizardsmon's like, you got me. And he pulls out a drink and he's like, oh, I sure do love this human world. Hiccup.
I am I'm
Yeah.
very excited for the dub zone on this episode.
Don't worry, we've dealt with this before. It's different this time. They do a different censoring of this one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh god. But yes.
And then he's just like, God, all the people Tailmon brought with her are useless.
And he's like, hey, don't tell Vamdemon. In fact, you know what? You could take this alcohol if you don't tell Vamdemon about it. And Pico Devimon's like, well, shit. All right. You got me.
The idea of fucking Pico Devimon just being like, I'm gonna get fucked up tonight, and him drinking is really funny to me.
I've had a really long day. Just pops open a bottle.
My job sucks. I don't even get paid minimum wage. I don't get paid at all, actually.
They don't pay me.
My payment is my continued existence.
He just beats my ass.
Wizardmon talks about the wages, and Devimon's like, "You guys are getting paid."
You guys are getting paid.
I'm just permitted to live, and even that's on thin fucking ice right now.
You don't understand. I can't stop fucking up.
It just keeps
really-
happening.
I really, really like to believe that this, like, Pico Devimon's the reincarnation of the Devimon from the start of the show, and just this is what he's been fucking demoted to.
I wholeheartedly believe in that theory, honestly, because it works and it's very funny. So,
It's just so funny, is the thing.
and that's why it also it's a bit thematic in the way that Patamon is the very first one he fucks with it like immensely and the most like intensely.
Like spitefully almost.
Yeah, I fucking love it. So Wizardmon heads back over to Tailmon and he's like, "Hey, quick little thing," and he just pulls out the Digivice and just like, "Bro."
I found it.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is also where Wizardmon like it was kind of obvious that he wasn't actually evil, but like when he
Yeah.
finds the Digivice, he's just like, "Well, I literally cannot let Vandemon get his hands on this, so we're just gonna tuck
Yes.
that away."
And
It's
then he's like, and then he brings up, is like, okay, like, Tailmon, I'm gonna remind you of your real fucking memories.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was a loner. No one was nice to me. I had no friends.
Yep. She found him dying in the desert and gave him some water. And when he recovered, he was just like, I have nothing to pay you with. And she was just like, you don't gotta pay me. Like, it's fine, man. It's all good. And she talks about how isolation really fucks you up. Like super duper fucks you up.
Oh yeah, I think we missed it. There's a bit where she's like the part where she mentions like Vamdemon beat fucking beat her for the fucking look in her eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like pulls back like the fucking
Oh,
paw thing.
yeah.
It's like I was like, what do you mean they're gloves?
Yeah. So her
Yeah,
big yellow
gloves.
things are gloves, and she reveals she has a massive scar on the back of one of her paws
Yeah.
from, Vandemon beating her constantly. But yeah, so
I'm just like, I feel like I've been lied to all these years.
what do you mean they're gloves?
For some reason, this is more shocking to me than Gabumon's pelt being not a part of his body.
You know what? Fair. God. I feel like Tailmon without the gloves would just look wrong. She was just like a normal fucking cat, except with the weird ring on her tail. Like a
Yeah.
really anime cat, but still. Basically, he's just like, all right, like, she's obviously the 8th Digidestined. We need to go talk to her along with the
Yeah.
with the Digivice.
And like I think at this point Tailmon finally remembers everything.
Yeah. She's like, oh
It's
yeah,
like
that's
she was-
right.
She was looking for, it's like, oh, she was always just waiting for someone, but she didn't know who.
Mhm.
And then she decided to stop waiting and just go look for them, unlike
Mhm.
all the other Digimon.
Well, yeah, because so like I guess the implication here is that like Nyaromon was waiting with everyone else roughly, and
But
then
got tired of waiting.
yeah, probably for several weeks or so after everyone else showed up, Hikari obviously didn't show up because she was homesick with a cold, so she didn't get
Yeah.
isekai'd with everyone else. So Nyaromon decides to go on a journey. She evolves into Salamon at some point, and then Vandemon just kind of like finds her and
Yeah.
decides to take her under his wing.
I mean, I assume it's still just the thing of the look in her eyes. Something about the look in her eyes just pissed him off.
Because I guess
he wanted to like stomp it out or something.
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess so.
she would have a natural hatred for him because she's one of the destined partners. So of course she would.
Yeah.
And she's just, genuinely a very compassionate, nice person to begin with, as we saw from her helping
He's
Wizardmon.
literally, he's literally like, you got that fucking protagonist look in your eye. Stop that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I guess like jumping ahead, we find out later he did not.
Yeah.
He did not fucking take her in because he knew she was one of the chosen Digimon.
Yeah, he did not know.
He just literally just thought about the look in her eyes, just set him off.
Yeah, he's a petty asshole, as it turns out.
Yeah, he really is.
So Wizardmon and Tailmon show up on the little balcony where Hikari like
And
was letting in the cat.
and they just start explaining everything to
Yeah.
these, like, you're the one I've been waiting for. And then Akuma's just like, oh man, Taichi. Hikari's talking to some people out there.
And they're like, oh yeah, damn, you're right. And they walk out and Agumon's like, oh shit, and just starts firing.
Yeah, he almost fucking shoots Hikari.
Baby flame.
No mercy.
Baby frame.
So yeah,
But
Tailmon takes the
Tailmon
hit.
jumps and takes the hit.
Yeah, which, you
And
know,
at
kind
that
of.
point they fucking calm down. It's like, okay, no, wait a minute, you protected her. What's
Mhm.
going on here?
And I wrote this down specifically. Tailmon like is just really immediate on the uptake. She's just like, oh, okay, you're my partner. I'm the eighth destined partner.
It's like, oh, it
Got
all
it.
makes sense now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thank God they don't drag this shit out. We're just done. So
But
at this point,
like, this is also why I'm like, no, the thing they wanted to, like, the angle they were going for Taichi is like, just he was in denial. Because
mhm,
even though they just say all this shit, like, he's like, no, fucking, how am I supposed to trust you? I don't believe that.
and Wizardmon's like,
Like-
bro, I do not care if you trust me or not. Like, these are the facts.
Here, look. And he's like, look, okay, fine, here's the Digivice, you hold on to it. Because we can't let him find out that Hikari or Tailmon are the chosen Digimon.
Because he will straight up just kill them the second he finds out.
And he has the crest. So I'm going to go get the crest.
Yes, and then Tailmon joins him, obviously, because she's not going to let him go alone. And so they they go to where Vandemon's current like hiding place is, which is some random field that he's sunk his carriage into,
It's
like
like a little island in the middle of the lake, like
yeah,
river.
it's weird, but they're walking up and like a Bakemon comes around. He's like, "You can't be here," and Wizardmon's just like,
He
"Yeah,
does
we can."
his Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, he just like
These are not the
like,
droids you're looking for.
just brainwashes him.
And your shift is over. Also, give me the key.
He's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. My shift is over. Here's the key. Bye."
And they sneak in, find the crest in his coffin under his little pillow,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately Vandemon's like, "Do you think I'm fucking stupid? I know what you're playing at."
Yeah. And so okay. Vamdemon is holding a crest when they arrive. The one they grab from under the pillow is the real one, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I assume he has a bunch of the fake ones.
Yeah,
'cause
he
he's just
does.
handing them out
Yeah.
to everyone.
Because he proceeds to crush the one he's holding in his hand. Which is important for what I'm going to talk about in like 10 minutes. Just wanted to... He crushes it in
Is
his
this a
hand.
dub thing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So yeah, they start fighting, and this is when we find out that Vandemon did not know she was the 8th Digidestined.
Yeah, he's like, it's like, oh, this changes everything. You need to die now.
Mm-hmm. This is also when they bring up the fact that, like, this is when they really call attention to the fact that Tailmon literally only has that, like, very intense glare when she is thinking about and looking at Vandemon.
I think when he said those eyes, they're
Mhm.
filled with hope. I fucking hate him, or
Mhm.
something like that.
Very, very cartoon villain thing to say, but it's fine. It's cool.
It rules.
His voice actor's really good.
Yes. So they continue fighting, and of course they're getting worked. Wizardmon gets thrown into the fucking lake, and he's presumed to be dead.
He like sets, but like before that, he's like sets up like he like does like one of his like lightning attacks. I forget the
Yeah.
name. Thundercloud. I think is what
Thundercloud,
it's
yeah.
called. And that causes like a lightning storm. So that Taichi catches a wind of like he catches that because they're just looking for the balcony still.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, no, they need help. I gotta fucking go.
Yeah. So he immediately rushes the scene. Tailmon is holding her own as best she can by the time Taichi shows up on Greymon. I think
Mega frame.
right before Taichi shows up is when Wizardmon dies. Yeah, we see his like he's still got the crest and like his like hand sinks into the river. And Greymon digivolves into Metal Greymon, does one attack, and then is out of
Like
gas.
they go back and forth for like a minute, and then immediately he goes back. He's like, "Oh, I'm so fucking EP."
Yeah. And so Vandemon's like, well, all right then. Grabs Tailmon and is like, you're coming with me.
It's
You're
like,
gonna be
"Alright."
bait.
You're bait. You're gonna lure the 8th kid, probably all of you too, and I'm gonna kill all of you.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye-bye. That we end on a cliffhanger, technically.
Yeah. And it just cuts back to Hikari like calling out to Tailmon.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What do you got?
Time for the dub zone.
The Dub Zone, episode 34.
Whee!
The 8th child revealed. Sure, whatever.
Mhm.
Thundercloud has been changed to Thunderball.
Sure, whatever.
Don't know why, but sure.
During the recap, Matt says that Myotismon blasted them back to the Digi world.
No
Didn't-
death.
Didn't kill
No
him.
death. No consequences.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I did not write down a line, but I do have a note that just says, "Why the fuck does Gatomon sound like this?" Okay, I think I remember the line that
What you got against Cunty Cat?
it's like it's just such a weird choice because I think at one point she's like, yes, this is the perfect situation." It's like, why are you talking like that? Why
Honestly,
do they make her talk like this?
Honestly, she's an icon for that.
So true.
Fair. All right, fine, sure. The abuse is cut. She walks up to the stairs. It shows a couple streaks of red from his bloody stream, and then it hard cuts to her with like the scrapes on her face. They cut the entirety of that flashback basically.
It feels so pointless though, because you're like,
I feel like the intent, like the implication, is still very much there with what you described.
Mm-hmm. If anything,
it's
it
like,
seems
it's
a
very
little worse.
obvious what he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because them being red kind of makes it seem like he was straight up cutting her open. But
Yeah.
and then for the Wizardmon bit, all right, everyone place your bets. What do they change the alcohol to? I said it's different, so it's not
Ketchup?
soda this time.
I'm not allowed to participate because I know the answer.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you know
say
it.
I always, because of you again, once again, because of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I will guess hot sauce.
Close. Green chili sauce is what they change it to.
I'm-
For his tacos.
For his tacos
I'm
specifically.
taking that as being right.
Fucking stupid. So stupid.
And then he gives it to fucking Pico Devimon, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna make some fucking bomb ass tacos to this size."
Yeah, he does. He's like, I'll put it on. I think he mentions he's gonna put it on his takeout order on the way back.
Oh my god, it's my favorite dub change because it's the stupidest fucking thing they could have gone for.
It's so
My green chili sauce and putting on my tacos.
fucking so dumb. So dumb. I hate them. It's worse than the soda. At least with the soda, we're like, yeah, the bubbles go to his head and make him pop or whatever the fuck. So for some reason in the dub, Wizardmon isn't like straight up a good guy. He doesn't say, "I can't let Myotismon have this." He just kind of tucks it away and says something unrelated. It's weird. Like a really weird change to the scene. The rest of the episode is more or less intact, like with Gatomon's backstory and all that kind of stuff. when they're infiltrating the fucking Myotismon coffin room, the Pokemon floats up to them, and Mr. Mon goes, they have a conversation. He goes, "As a matter of fact, Thunderball," and then he just hits him with it.
Penis blast.
It's just like the way he says it. He literally just like, "As a matter of fact, Thunderball," and just kind of like lazily hits him with it. Fucking great. All right. And now we get to the part that makes no fucking sense at all. So they grab the tag from under the pillow. Myotismon enters the room and says, "Did you really think I would leave the real tag unattended?" And he pulls out the tag he was carrying and then says,
They still keep the bit where he crushes it.
"They sure do." He crushes the quote unquote real tag.
Man, they probably don't even check the episode after, do they?
They do not check jack shit. However, they try to get around this. Because they cut the shot of Wizardmon's hand falling into the river. So my assumption is that they're just going to pretend they find the real tag somewhere else.
Fun.
We'll find out in 2 weeks.
Yay!
Yay!
But that is thankfully the end of the dub zone for this week.
It has been a arduous session.
Yeah, the dub hates Mimi counter will only be increased by about 4 this week, which is great. We're getting close to them not having it increase by 10 per session. I think we're in the 40s at this point.
Anyone want some tacos?
I don't know. I don't have any green chili sauce for it.
I'm very excited because I feel like there's still some potential for some dub hates memes even in 02.
Oh god, you're
There's
right.
a couple episodes that could happen for you.
I mean, I guarantee you they're because like Mimi's like a full blown high schooler in that show. They're gonna be relentless to this poor girl. Uh, I don't think I've ever. I don't even know if I ever watched the O2 dub. I legitimately might not have ever. I certainly don't remember anything about it. Obviously I remember Nice Friends You Got There, Davis, but like the show itself, I remember Momon's voice very specifically, actually. So
What? Oh wait, we'll save that for 02.
yeah.
I was gonna start asking questions.
So unfortunately, we can't do the closing bit we did last time because Angel's not here. Leon's already seen the show, so we can't really
Yeah.
ask like, "Hey, now that this is new content, how do you feel about it?" Because you've seen the content before.
I feel pretty good about it. I like this show.
Yeah, no, this has been one of the strongest sets of episodes we've seen so far. Like that first one was a weird episode, but it was not a bad episode, and 33 is one of the best episodes in the series. So just all around really solid. And next week we start out with Lilymon, baby.
Let's
It's
go.
like fucking. I think both Lilymon and Zudamon next week. It's about fucking time.
Yeah, I win. I keep winning. Let's go.
Like it legit feels like they just went, ah, fucking shit. We haven't had a chance to give these two their ultimates yet. We should fucking put them in now.
Oh, they had a chance to give a fucking Mimi her perfect level, but they just
I mean, they
didn't.
did. They just didn't. It's like, oh, we should have just done that back then. Fuck it. Well, they need to get them now.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, there's literally no chance. There's basically no chance after this point
Yeah,
for them to get their perfects.
it would make no sense after this point. Because I think in the next set will be 35 through 39.
Yeah, I was about to say like like because they'll get them, and then it's like the Angelomon stuff, and then I think it's right into the Dark Masters.
I think we're wrapping up the Myota or the Vandemon arc next time, right?
Either that or one or two episodes of it left.
I mean, uh if the because we're going 35 to 39. If the arc actually ends at 40, I'll double check. We'll just do 40 as well because I feel like it'd be really weird to end off right before the finale of the arc. So I'll work it out. So we
Okay.
might be doing 6 episodes next time. Stay tuned. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the DigiVerse DiveCast. I've got COVID. Go figure. Yeah, so when I said I was really sick during recording, I meant it. Apparently, I have COVID. I got tested yesterday. So editing this has been a nightmare, which is why there's very minimal editing as far as like removing silences and the ums and the ahs and stuff, just because I wasn't going to do any of that shit. I feel miserable right now. But hey, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Seriously, we're like, please do it for me. I'm very sick and would love it if people shared our stuff around because it would mean a lot to me. Bye.